Hello, everybody. Welcome along to our Hindsight Podcast Studios. I am UB Nso Ndwonovid, alongside TikTok favorite and Arsenal final day hopeful, Mr. Inyoba Monday. Next up, award-winning and soon-to-be Oscar-winning podcaster, IBK Sports. And last but not the least, the coach who has seen his fortunes turn for the better as his darling Chelsea, of course, Mr. Lakono Rufai. It's good to have you all join our pod for what is, the last day before the season finishes, match day 38. And when you start the season, you always never feel like it's in sight. It's always a very, long season up until you get to the final day. So it's good to have everyone here. And I imagine that you've seen maybe 30 seasons of football, on your own. But gentlemen, thanks for joining us. And today's the final episode of the show. We definitely have some people. 23 seasons.
Yeah, I was saying 23.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How did you arrive at that number?
Consciously, because I started watching, like on TV, consciously. I started watching the Premier League from 2022 season. 2001, 2002, sorry.
Right.
2001, 2002 season.
Right.
So, been watching consciously from then.
Consciously from then.
From then.
IBK, imagine that you're probably 6 seasons thereabout.
I think what I can remember is Korea, Japan. I think I remember that one very well.
That's a long
That
time.
was what, 2004?
No,
2002.
Two, right.
I remember too.
But not really the league like that.
consciously.
Yeah, the World
No,
Cup
me, I watched the league that year. That's what I'm saying.
I think senior man probably has like 2-3 years on me in terms of like watching consciously, because I remember why I started watching consciously was because obviously I started supporting Chelsea, and that started a little bit from Celeste Babayaro being the captain, blah blah blah. So watching all through would be from like 03 or 04. So like watching consistently would be from then.
I'm not quite sure. Honestly, I'm just I'm lost in the fog. I know I watched the Premier League when the players were in the vials, the small vials for the intros.
That's 2000.
So
03, yeah.
That's
He used to be nice.
That's my recollection.
That stuff was really nice.
Yeah, that's my recollection. And I know I saw Ivan Rikoba as well. So
Water player. Water player.
03 there about.
Water player.
Yeah.
And they used to be two. They looked like Ivan Zamorano, two Chileans. Yeah. Terrorists everywhere.
Rikoba was very good. Very good.
Well, what a deadly lleft foot.
Yeah. And of course, let us know
Gen Zs cannot relate.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Very good.
That's a bit
when
too far.
football was,
when you could actually, watch a football player, you could tell this is a good football player.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with.
Ask Gen Zs about Christian Vieri.
very OG,
senior men.
Hernan Crespo and
Crespo.
Most of them don't even play PS1.
Those players would never be
PS1, PS2.
Every time
how much would Crespo would be worth in the modern day?
80?
60 to 80, yeah.
80?
He was a really good finisher.
60 to 80. I think it was a very good finisher. But
so I want to ask, right? Crespo and Zaghi, who was a better player?
Crespo was a better player. Inzaghi was a better finisher.
Inzaghi was a better goal scorer.
Fergie said Inzaghi was born offside. And the funny thing is, Inzaghi strayed offside at least, I may be wrong, but Inzaghi strayed offside consciously at least 4 or 5 times in a game.
Yeah, it was deliberate.
Himself, like he was offside all the time. The funny thing is that 1 out of those 5-6 times he would be on online.
A chance if there was
VAR,
50% of his goals would be cleaned up.
So
Inzaghi was a really good finisher.
Inzaghi, Crespo, Raul.
Right. Come on.
No, Raul
was
shoulder above both of them.
Maybe
shoulder above
Roy. Maybe Roy. Van Nistelrooy. Roy was
shoulder above them.
Was Van Nistelrooy
Van Nistelrooy was good, though, bro.
Van Nistelrooy was the finisher.
PS2.
I think Van Nistelrooy doesn't get enough credit
for his ability on the ball.
In my opinion,
I agree.
I think they're on the same level.
I think the best poacher
has to be Inzaghi.
No. I'm missing
Inzaghi was the best poacher.
The best stereotype, poacher, but that can actually play. I think nobody could play like Van Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy could play, actually.
That was a poacher.
Van Nistelrooy could play.
That was deep the poacher.
Yeah.
Because what I was going to say was that I think they're all on the same level in terms of what they were in their era.
Yeah.
Maybe Crespo was a little bit below them, I think. The likes of
he
was actually.
In terms of the reputation that he had in the game,
Crespo
I think
lacked
even
a bit of
consistency.
He lacked a bit of consistency because he was moving around a lot. He wasn't at one club.
But I think Raul was better all around. Like Raul could really play. You could easily play Raul as an attacking midfielder.
Yeah. Just like Benzema.
Raul could play.
You know, I was just trying to make the some of the things we speak about today, and I saw a post that was very funny. You know, someone said, bell always sound like noise. For assembly hour. Now it go sound like music for closing time. And it's funny because there's a school down my street, right? And it makes so much sense. Like it makes so much.
Even for you, when you were student.
Go out. I feel really shy. I was a timekeeper in my primary school then. I was a timekeeper, and I had a lot of girls around me, especially when we won't go ring that final bell.
Who gonna push you? Say,
now then could they remind you, Baba? Now then could they remind you?
Say this very innocent bell conversation to be.
Now just talk. Say people will just love you naturally. Baba, people will just love you naturally. Yeah.
So there was a guy in my secondary school. His name is Itata, right? So I don't know if bellkeeper. I don't know if timekeepers are naturally meant to be chubby, but I don't remember a timekeeper. I don't remember a timekeeper that was not chubby. I honestly don't.
You were chubby in school.
Which chubby? No be now. You don't see my Unilag pictures.
I don't see him.
You need to sue Wally.
Why you don't see?
Honestly,
I saw the picture. I was like, why would you put this picture out? Like for whatever reason.
I make it user. You don't know when I did Unilag.
See, guys, let me issue a disclaimer here now. So that when you guys see a throwback picture of me and Wale says, "Oh, now Rufai said I did not say Wale." I will never say Wale.
Here now.
Anytime you see Wale,
if you ever post a picture
that
like
Wale
that,
has either hacked my phone, my social media, or Wale is blackmailing
see,
me.
if I enter your Facebook, I go see him.
this is blackmailing me.
If I enter your Facebook, I go see him.
in the music industry, there's something called clearance, right? Any picture you have of me,
you must clear with me. I don't care where you
must clear with me and my estate.
If you see
you
Wale
can't find me
post
clear for my
anything
estate.
about me, he's blackmailing me.
Right?
Even if I don't ask for help.
Like, if you can't find me, clear by my estate, right?
Yes.
I heard that Tyrese ran out of a concert to avoid being self-occupied.
And so they perform one song. He just leave and come out.
See, I beg.
See, this dispatch was not by me. Well, that's crazy, man. Like,
So there's something I saw online this morning. I can't mention the names because it's a sensitive topic. So apparently, Yubi knows this, but I just can't mention the names. So there's a
disclaimer, I beg.
There's a particular investigation.
Until I hear it, I've not cleared it.
There's a particular investigation journalist that has done a piece on a particular individual, and now the individual has taken an exception, and they've reported this individual is going to sue this platform that this investigative journalist works for. So now the investigative journalist, the platform, they've now gone and they've written a letter to the lawyers of this individual and say, "Come on, I don't announce for news, say that they sue us, but we are just trying to inform you people that this sue we will never receive the paper.
I never see him.
If that they really sue us, we wait. We could have sent the letter."
Right. That's how on Twitter people say, you hear from my lawyers. We'll be waiting since.
We'll be waiting.
Like, your lawyers.
We don't mind. You can send this as attachment on either of these.
Charge and bill lawyer you define. You know how much lawyer they even collect? Say, won't even follow you talk first.
Yeah. So I mean, some cases. So I mean, if you're lucky to find, so there are some. I think some law firms have a bit of room for pro bono cases on their roster.
Yeah, I think every law.
I imagine that with Nigeria now.
the big ones.
I imagine that with Nigeria now, there's no room for any pro bono. Okay,
bring your bag,
bring your money forward.
Nobody even has time for because usually pro bono cases they will dump you with one junior.
Yes, now say you
just face out
one paralegal like that, And I saw a post, a meme. Someone said, my roommate has just finished, writing a book on how to earn money. He's now looking for, money to publish.
Nigeria, Nigeria happening to you.
Like how to earn money. That's simple.
Remember.
Use that how
GNLD. You go GNLD.
GNLD school. I've seen a networking.
What do you mean by this year I go?
You go do the interview. You don't go do the interview before.
I thought it was a networking.
But everybody knows about them. They always have agents that will come. And you know what's weird that time? Agents are trying to talk to you. Say no, when you sign up, you get so you just put this amount, then you bring this person. If you bring 3 people, then if the 3 people now brings 3 people, then those ones will be so they will be under this thing. But you see, the issue is that at that point of contact, when the agent is talking to you for the first time, the form you are supposed to fill, I don't know if you can remember, that form is so big. It used to be so big that time. The thing get big paper like you will open them. You will open and say you go fill this.
There is nothing I hate.
Why am I feeling so much information?
There's nothing
and
I
I
hate.
still need to bring 4 or 5 people.
I was trying to fix my NIN in January, right? Yo, these guys give me form. There's something I hate like a form that has those boxes.
Yeah.
Like you have to write inside those boxes.
Yeah.
I don't think I've written cumulative writing like with physical writing with pen and paper. Cumulatively in the last since I finished university, I don't think I've written cumulatively for up to 2 hours between 2013.
Right. I really
and
like
now.
writing, like pen to
I
paper.
don't like
really
writing.
it.
I like writing.
I really like it. I
actually.
like it a lot.
So I'm
I'm
always
very good at
constantly.
writing. That's why I like writing.
No, not necessarily.
I don't have a great handwriting.
You know, I have
But it's
good
not. But
handwriting.
it's not just chicken handwriting.
Yeah.
No,
I have a friend called
I have a
Carl.
great handwriting.
I've seen your handwriting. I think it's good.
I have a great handwriting.
First handwriting is not bad.
But
It's not great. It's
no,
it's
the
not bad. It's not.
haters everywhere.
It's not bad.
Let me tell you.
Let
Let
me pen and paper.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
Any room I walk into, I'm not even trying to. This is not bragging. I want to call my clients. Any room I walk into, I can tell you, I am top 3, top 5 best handwriting in that room. I don't care who is in the room. I don't care. Any room I walk into,
I like to take you on.
Well, I beg, give me.
I am top 3.
I like to take you
top
on.
pen and paper,
Bro, I am top 3, top,
like to
and I'm
take
not
you on.
number 3, bro.
This thing go show for camera.
Yeah, everybody go right. I see you. Please talk something. Make we go right. All of us go right the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Just write the inside part.
Just
Not right behind that board.
Okay. Yeah.
Write your team. You see me support.
No.
Just
No,
write
no,
the
Just write the hindsight
Hindsight
part.
podcast.
It's too short. It's too short.
No, I didn't think.
First, they go for trials for Chelsea. You say 30 minutes.
This is just a simple. It's very tiny.
No.
Very
No,
tiny.
I say when I
example.
won't come. Arsenal City. When I
Very
run
tiny
out.
example. Very
Two horse
tiny
race.
example.
Two horse race.
Do I win the title if I win this?
Right up.
Two spaces.
You know, very tiny. Just a little something. No, don't think about that too much.
Where is my other
man, why they
where's
focus
my
like
other
this?
sister when you need her?
You get. Don't think about that too
Lecturer
much.
don't dictate 2 pages already.
You
before
get
finish.
now. You waste so much time.
Senior man, fine.
You dey waste so much
fine.
time. I became. You said I
I
become.
get list please. Make I see. Me, I don't say that my handwriting don't make sense. But I know that there's one person I know that my handwriting is better than in this world. Kyle Baker. he's an OAP on reading.
Guy, they write like a terrorist.
Right. Let me see.
You know,
I
no,
think
you
no,
dey check everybody before you
I
call
think
right.
my handwriting is better than ABQ one. I wish you want me.
Wale,
I don't go wrong this as I podcast.
na tension. You see that now. You see what
part
they
of
happen
it.
for Champions
It's
League
part of
final.
it.
To all these players. Na tension. You have been put
I don't
under
write. That's the
pressure.
thing. Like,
You have been put under pressure.
so this is how I write.
You get. The
Make
funniest
a-
thing is,
make a-
the
make a-
funniest thing
make
is,
a- make a
this
check
thing
am.
where senior man, this your hand, can you reproduce my handwriting?
Relax.
I can reproduce yours.
Relax.
They play.
On a scale of
I
10,
can't, bro. I serious.
Rufai first handwriting.
I can recreate
No,
yours.
make now fans go
No,
judge you, not be you.
senior man.
Because you said they
is
there.
finer than mine now, but after
make
senior
I-
man,
make I-
nobody fit compete with me now.
Yeah, I mean, Wale
But
writing.
this thing where you write, I can recreate every letter the way you write them. I promise you,
That's there's a guy. That's calligraphy. I put that can actually like.
bro.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
saw-
me, I'm
I
not
saw it
so
on Twitter.
doing, but I can recreate everything.
I'll tell you a little story. When I was writing my aptitude test,
Yeah.
I still remember one prof in
Man, you don't old man. Aptitude test. Man.
aptitude test, man. They don't do it again.
No, they don't
No.
call. They don't call it that.
Like,
anymore.
when, even when, the moment you say aptitude test, I'm like, it has to be some other because they
Yeah.
don't call it. It's never that.
But it was called
At
aptitude test
what
at the
level?
time.
What
Yeah.
level? What level?
No, when I was getting admission into the university.
No, there's nobody that talk aptitude test.
Okay, so that's what they used to call it. Like there's a test you have to write to be able to gain admission into the
Yeah,
department.
I didn't write that.
Okay,
now.
you didn't write that, you know,
You
too.
write.
So
Post-UTM.
so we're writing. They gave us something, you know, stuff to write. Papa, he was so nervy, and I wrote it, you know. And the prof, when the prof took it, he said he writes like an artist.
Do you know another thing?
I was quite younger. Not be now where the worries of life. No,
Do you know another thing, senior
In
man?
Jesus' name, words
Do
of
you know
life
another
don't
thing,
hold
senior
you.
man?
worries of life. Don't
How quick can you go without and still maintaining this?
Yeah,
No, I
About
can write.
timing.
I can write.
With
I
this
don't,
level
I
of
don't
beauty.
write very often these days.
Yes.
But if I write regularly and gain my consistency, I can write.
That's another thing I trust myself on.
Yeah.
Even I do write fast.
Yeah.
And I go when I write and finish, I will show you.
The longer I write, the more terrible my handwriting gets.
Bro, except if I know that I'm not.
Wait now, no be you be handwriting with that. My handwriting fine pass Sam now.
No, my handwriting is better than yours.
Your handwriting, I don't know. It be like how person when don't really know the spelling go write down so that people don't go know so they don't know the spelling.
My handwriting is better than your handwriting.
She like the spacing and all those things.
Then they explain about that.
Please, can doctors start?
No, those ones they are criminal.
So my problem is I'm very impatient writing.
Those ones are
I'm very
criminal.
impatient. So I'm writing the longer I write, I write the Hindsight podcast. The longer I keep writing, I'm like,
I don't do exam, man.
Like, screw this thing, man.
I don't do exam before. I don't do exam before. For whatever reason. You know how they will give you booklets.
Right.
So you are writing no be multiple
Thank God
choice.
I don't write exams.
You understand?
I
So, for whatever reason, my lecturer
exams with
for Unilag one day, that hall, my lecturer don't come. Wrote that long story for some reason. Wrote minus whatever on my page because it was QS, points of any students will know. So you have a QS Bible where that's where all the rules are. And at the time, they tell us they will know. So a long story. Long story short, the teacher come writes minus 10 on top my answer booklet. You get me? I taught the thing.
Everton.
It was
Owing the league point.
bro, it was few minutes to the end of the exam. If not to write fast, it was few minutes to the end of the exam. They say, 10 minutes more. I tear the thing. I collect another booklet. I rewrite everything where I write inside that thing before that time up and submit.
Hi, that's a good use of skill.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yes.
No be today you start to the thief.
How many pages?
It was like 2 pages each.
No be today you start to the thief.
I mean, by the way, I was thinking like the recover. So
So person
Bro,
like
I didn't do anything wrong.
Bro, of course.
Because
Of
the
course.
teacher, I feel challenge and front
person
to
like
front,
you-
so Baba,
person
this
like
is
you
now
now,
nonsense.
if-
But I don't want to make you take your own spot.
person like you now,
course.
if you
So I
dey
go
copy
write
yourself,
down.
you go fast
that
person
was
with the
class.
copy.
bro.
That was class.
So that's why I studied.
That was class,
That's the only reason I
man.
studied.
No, bro,
Because you don't
write,
copy
I
person.
write
Because I
fast,
couldn't
I
copy,
cost
so
myself time.
my eyesight no be the best.
That was
Make
really
I-
good
since-
skill.
Since we don't finish school, make I talk this. Although you know say
They collect my certificate. They recall my certificate.
no, I no go. You like put as in case of anything.
They'll call you back now. Yes,
But
sir.
that one, this one are like tests. So I just see say
You know, it's a test that is part of it.
I know my now.
one of our guys then. So me, I
You're on
just
the
did.
path of self-destruct.
I just did the show myself. I just did the show
It's the part that
myself.
cement grown to a man.
One at the end.
The end thereof is destruction.
Whether I like I go talk am. I just
Continue.
did. I the right. Say I don't read.
He that
Like,
he just wants to kill.
I
The
dey
first
write.
make him mad.
I come this. Wetin dey sup? My guy book
It
dey.
is insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results.
The word is
Start wetin again. I go
I'm trying
continue.
to save you. Continue.
So the guy,
did our best.
I shall do my man. I dey try the right. So I just see this guy book the fool. Wetin dey sup? I shall the right. They go. I can't finish. I can't see saying they write something for one very tiny paper. I can't tell the guy say I say make you allow me see the other pages where he don't write.
Wait, all right.
So the guy can't tell me say wetin go sup. He say he go give me the say me I don't need copy one page. Say he go give me all the expo.
Be the write down yourself.
Say I risk to write something.
You want copy?
He say you want
Don't worry, make I feel. I'll give you the paper.
The guy say no worry take.
Shut yourself.
I had a classmate
Because my head
in
no
university.
convincing no. My head they go.
I had a
pass it down.
classmate in university, Timo Ekbenyo. Shout out to him. Itimbo swore with his life that he would never show anybody anything in the exam hall. So one day, one of my guys was sitting close to him. He said, please show me now. Itimbo said, even if my father was here, I would not show him. And the guy said, I go beat this guy. After this exam,
Just the go your house.
I go beat this guy. I said, beat him for it.
I don't show you. Who make you don't read now?
When Baba they born the midnight oil. you know good born.
The school was funny.
No school man. It's actually funny now, but it wasn't funny then.
It wasn't funny.
wasn't funny.
This
It
is
wasn't funny then.
This
The
is when
fact that there's all called about blue and Rufai go know them. every exam like this, bro, they go day outside your exam this thing. In case of any issue like this, they will park you straight. So if you want copy, you
Unilag.
reason out. Yes, now.
If they will practice everything. Like
they will
you
treat
go
you like
alpha
they will
base.
treat you like a thief,
Proper
like
criminal. You're not going to put you for
proper
behind
criminal.
counter.
I did tell you, bro.
Wow.
Which kind of
I did
nonsense?
tell you.
For exam.
Which kind of
Baba, I did
nonsense?
tell you.
Una.
No be say you go thief.
Small thing, I don't carry gun.
No, gun. No. Gun
No, I
don't
mean-
involve anything.
Small fight where people they
Baba,
fight.
Small fight,
You go
you
bring
carry
gun.
a spoon and small fight. That's the highest crime on the university campus.
Yes.
Who said?
That's the highest educational crime now. You carry a spoon for example.
You don't go catch cultists.
You don't catch cultists. You call this
You
stuff.
don't
Don't be their own work. Catch gun.
Now
They get gun.
Now
Why they go catch
CSO work.
You know, I was reading something and someone
The
said
pressure in school was funny.
I was reading something. Someone said, "Say you are so quiet." He said, "Oh yeah, no vex. Yeah, play beats, make I rap." you gotta go somewhere. You know. He
So
said,
this one I just on your own.
you know, I go.
Am I a man must make a begin to shout?
I go some places and you know Lagosians are funny. Like they can see that you are they can see that you are, you know, they can recognize you. Maybe this podcast guy be this, you know. And to be fair, a lot of people always, you know, walk up and say how far,
Yeah.
you know, that kind of thing. But some OGs where we know want, you know, they're gonna talk ball. And you know, if there's anything you know about me, is when I'm outside,
No free analysis.
I don't discuss football anywhere.
I talk football
I don't get stressed.
for pay.
You see,
They
I
find
can be.
free
I
analysis.
fit dey this place like this,
Even to
They
type
talk-
am for Twitter, they had me.
So
I don't
I
get
enjoy
it.
my
Bro.
radio. This place,
That's
like make I dey
all-
follow you
I
ID
don't-
on Twitter.
I don't speak football anyway. Say, bros, you work on radio now, so make I
So-
make I rap. Like, make I dey play beat. I play beats. I make I rap now. Like, you know it's so crazy, man. Like when I just finished my show, and you know someone says, call me on your way home. I'm like, I just finished talking for 1 hour. I don't have. You see energy to talk now. Like you said, I don't have.
They don't get how stressful
just
it
wanna be
is
quiet.
to talk for.
This drive to my house. I just want to be quiet, play music, and go home. Like,
Maybe I be talkative.
I don't want to. But you know, let's start right. And one of the things we wanted to do today is you know, get some of our ardent listeners involved with our conversations. We've got a range of topics to walk our way through today. There's Chelsea. We'll talk about Man United. Of course, we'll speak about the final day events in the Premier League. And I mean, given the other leagues are done, you know, German league is done. La Liga has been decided since. Italy has since been won. So ultimately, Premier League still provides that extra bit of drama on the final day, right? So let's start off with, I don't know if Wale is ready for us to have, I can see Stan as well as Ifreke as well. Arsenal fans, both of them. So it should make for a very interesting conversation. But I want to start with, let's start with, you know, what makes a good season, right? And what makes, when the season finishes and you look back and say, this team had a better season than this team. And I was thinking about Liverpool, right? And Arsenal's foray into the final day, you know. And we've had a conversation for donkey years. If Arsenal go on not to win anything, you know, they don't win the Premier League, and you know Liverpool have won that Carabao Cup title, and of course finished third in the Premier League. In hindsight, you know, when the season is going on, it is obvious to us at the moment that Arsenal are having a better season than Liverpool. Quite clear. But you see, the moment that season, the curtain calls, and everybody goes home, and it's now logged in history.
Yeah.
The conversation becomes totally different.
Exactly.
It's now about what did
did
this
you
set
win?
of players achieve in this calendar year. So, two perspectives. In the moment, we know what we feel, but what we feel is different from what history will remind you of.
Yeah.
So, who's going to have a better season if that plays out?
Yeah, of course. You always think that the club that has a trophy, which
Right.
is in significantly something to show for. You know, you have something to show for, because if Arsenal don't win the league, they have nothing to show for all their good work they've done this season. But we know, as you know, we talk football and we know that Arsenal are making significant progress. It just hasn't manifested into something to hold, something to show. So on face value, you'd say Liverpool, you know, they're finishing third on the table. But I always think that the season is defined by objectives. You know, what are the objectives? What was the objective this season? What did we set out to do this season? if we achieve that objective or get close to achieving that objective, it means that, I mean, it's a good season.
But then, can any club say that they don't have? Can any club, because that is a slippery slope in the sense that, when you're a top football club, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, that's pretty much it. At the moment, right?
I think you still want to mention
Right.
some other ones.
The objective clearly going to the season is to win the Premier League title.
Yeah.
Right. So to say anything different would be trying to con your way out of a conversation. So we all know Man City's objective is to win the Premier League title. Liverpool going to the season win the Premier League title. Arsenal out the back of last season.
Yeah.
The objective to win. Now, I'm not saying because I know what I see.
Do you think Arsenal realistically thought they would win the title this season? Because I think that realistically, the thought would have been, let's challenge, let's be right there in that conversation.
So let's put Arsenal side by side with Liverpool. Who had a more realistic chance to win the title?
Liverpool.
It has to be Arsenal.
Liverpool.
Because
Liverpool have most depth in squad.
Because
going to the season-
we're not. The question is who had a more realistic chance of winning the Premier League. At the beginning of the season, nobody even put Liverpool in the conversation.
Yeah.
Because they finished out of the top 4 last season. They lost a lot of players. Yeah. Nobody put them there. And then Arsenal were top of the table last season for almost the entire season. So naturally, even without anybody asking you what's your objective, you are thinking, look, it only makes sense. If internally at Arsenal, the conversation is not, we have to now go and win the Premier League, then I don't think they are serious. Because it's... And I think UB and I discussed it on radio on Thursday. Before last season, nobody felt like Arsenal would be there, challenging. They finished 5th or something season before. But the moment it caught fire for them last season and they were on top of the table for that long, automatically they became a Premier League challenging side. And we all thought, they were very close to winning last season. That is the level now. It's not about, because we didn't think about it last season, after we now have to come back to let's just challenge for top 4. No, that's not how it works. More so, the transfers that you have done has suggested, look, we have to move the squad from this level of development to the next level of development.
Yeah, I agree.
So internally, if you're not thinking we have to go out there now
and grab it,
I don't think they're serious.
And I personally think that Arsenal really thought they could win the Premier League because with the Declan Rice signing, with the Declan Rice signing, you would think that it felt like he could be the
final piece.
The final piece, to move them across the stumbling blocks they had last season. But obviously, in terms of the squad depth itself, it didn't look possible, because at the start of the season, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I thought that, we should challenge, but I knew that being realistic to myself, there was still a few, we still had a bench where the manager couldn't trust the bench, he would turn around. Arsenal, Arteta will play some games and he makes only one substitution. And what does that tell you? He doesn't trust the people on the bench, the people coming off the bench, Vieira and Reece Nelson. They don't quite have the same amount of effect on the team.
That was last season.
No, this season.
I think it was even better last season.
It was better last season because there was very little expectation last season.
Right.
But this season, the managers, there's some games where you thought, you can hold Saka off now. You can take him off. He's not having a good game.
Right.
But the managers looked at the bench and who is there? Reece Nelson.
And I mean, there's no better time to bring in, I think we have 3 Arsenal fans. I can count Stan. I can count Ifreke.
Come on, you Gunners!
Me. Ifreke, first of all, right? I mean, like, your camera should be clearer, right?
I don't understand.
I don't understand, Ifreke. What's happening?
This media work. What's going on?
I know you're a top journalist earning a lot of money. What's happening? Like,
He won't cast out.
Like, did you take your phone, the Arsenal win the title, and the guys that come to collect early?
Love it.
Because and I had to start with Ifreke that way because Ifreke is always bantering. So you're now in my territory and I can banter well. Right. Ifreke, good to have you here. Yeah, loud and clear. Ifreke, we can hear you loud and clear. Yeah. But why do we have Ifreke only? Like, can we have the rest of them? Yeah, let's have the rest of them. Ifreke, talk to us, man. Look, speaking about better seasons, right? Yeah, Ifreke, we can hear you. Right. Let's just get it back to the thumbnail for everybody. because I want to watch everybody's reaction now that this title is looking very, very shaky. But speaking of which, right, TJ, I haven't met TJ before. I haven't seen him before. TJ, what's up, man? I guess you're a Chelsea fan, no?
Yeah, yeah. Well done to you guys. It's really. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, it is. I'm actually a Chelsea fan.
Right, Chelsea supporter. We have a birthday, boy in the house as well. Falana Adeni, who's a regular on the pod as well. Falana, happy birthday to you, and all the best for the new year, and hopefully you can enjoy a lot of success.
I beg, Nee, this is where you try this year on your birthday. Don't try again next year.
You just start your birthday for money. You tag me.
You get, they tag me, say make your rich man. Baba, if I help out, make people no see for Twitter, say I did part of people where you tag as rich men.
Who person gets? Person they drag.
All of us get God. All of us get God. See, all of us get God.
All power. You
All
know what?
powers-
Last
All
week.
powers belong to
I thought we were
God.
established. Yeah.
Please,
All power to the.
we're all
the big
looking
man.
to God. Don't
Right.
they contact me for that guy if he set me up.
As I see, I'm mute immediately.
You get, you just I don't answer you. I don't wish you happy birthday for WhatsApp. I don't answer publicly.
I see that Stan joined our handwriting competition. Stan, I see that your handwriting is not that great. So
You can't see what you've written.
first of all, let's get that out of the way. Right? We need to employ what's Stan's dog's name? Right? Puto. Bro, where's Puto, by the way?
Punto is here. Punto is sleeping next to me. If you can't read it well, let me just translate. It says Ten Hagin.
Right. I see that. But
He was defending his man a few months ago. So just bringing some receipts back to the Hindsight podcast.
it's all good.
Stan Yubi was like, Amrabat. Just give me Amrabat. Just give me Amrabat.
That,
Amrabat is still spinning looking for the ball.
Gentlemen, all of which another they go church.
but speaking of which, I wanted to ask, and I want to start with Stan, right? Stan, when you think about the season and in hindsight, because it's done this weekend, when you look at Liverpool's season and look at Arsenal's season, Liverpool fans will tell you that we had 97 points in one season. I think we had 99, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. And all of that is, gone with the wind. So what's happened to Arsenal now is not new. It's happened before. I mean, I'm a United fan, and I remember losing the title on the final day on goal difference, wasn't it? Right, on goals difference. So in many ways, I see Arsenal fans trying to make it feel like this is the greatest robbery in history.
No, it's not.
It's not the greatest heist. Like
It's not.
It's probably you've just come to the big boys table for the first time.
Absolutely.
Right. So Stan, what would you take, right, if you go to next season? Take a season where you win a trophy, and this is where the big managers, Mourinho and Pep, this is where they got it early. You've got to start pad.
Yeah.
You've got to start pad. Come February, win that trophy, put it in the bag.
Those small cups, they go win.
Put it in the bag. There's a popular saying in Nigeria, there's a meme in Nigeria that says, as you chase the bag, if you see small pause, hold on, you continue to chase the bag. So that's the literal play out of what has happened. If you were to go next season and say, get a chance to win the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup in March or in February, whilst you still chase the title, or don't win anything and keep chasing the title, and you could end up with nothing, what would you rather have?
Listen, Newbie, at the end of the day, as a fan, it's good and all to win trophies and stuff like that, but what do we win at the end? We don't touch the trophy. We don't get to take a picture with it. So for the stats, for the glory, for media, of course, this is the benchmark that we base managers, teams. But at the end of the day, as a fan of Arsenal, honestly, I just love watching my team. And this is something that hasn't happened for years. And now, every Sunday, every Saturday, you switch on the TV, Arsenal is going to be dominating. It's going to be playing some good football. So this is, basically the base minimum that every fan wants their team to achieve. And just to follow up on what you said, I don't think many people expected Arsenal to be here this season. Yes, they challenged last season and they threw it away. But in the summer, there was a lot of talk of, this was Arsenal's best chance. This is never going to happen again. City had an off season. And, what Arteta proved once again, and with the recruitment last summer, I think that's the biggest, kind of leap of faith that he has in the bank with Arsenal fans is, again, he's bringing Rice, the signing of the season. He's brought in Havertz, that's become possibly the second best signing of the season, and he's contributed in the goal department. And Arsenal, at the end of the day, has made another step, right? It's quarterfinals in the Champions League.
Right.
It's one step closer to the Premier League, bringing it to the last day. Of course, next season, the logic tells you we need a silverware, right? Whether it will be an FA Cup, whether it will be finally the Premier League. But this is what we can ask as fans, is to challenge until the last day of the Premier League. And, so far, Arteta has delivered that.
Right.
Of course, we won the silverware, but that's not the most important for the fans, I think.
When he started, one of the things he mentioned was, we don't get to take a picture with it. What we get to do is those finals, those days, we get to celebrate and say, we get to post the pictures and say, you know what, on my WhatsApp status, that's the way I do when I cut your call. 9 be this. That's the way we say when you call me on Saturday, I tell you, say, I bet I'll call you back. This is the reward, right? Those moments of adrenaline, right? So I think that in many ways, that's the reward for the fans. The season, the seasons never stop because you keep playing. But you've got to play at a point and stop and say, oh, you know what? This is what my team won, right? We won the Carabao Cup, right? And that's the bragging rights. But you mentioned the signing of the season, which is where, I want us to, get into it in earnest, right? And let's start with Ifreke from a signing of the season perspective. And before we're going to take everybody's thoughts on each, topic, and we move on to the next. So let's just try to keep it short so we can move on quickly. When you say signing of the season, Arsenal fans will tell you Declan Rice is signing of the season, right? Chelsea fans will tell you that Cole Palmer, and I think TJ would agree, is the signing of the season, right? Depending on who you speak to, if you're Aston Villa, for example, they could tell you maybe one of the players is their own signing of the season. But realistically, if you could ever put away the club bias, would you say that Declan Rice is the signing of the season? Just for you, for
I was going to go with Declan Rice being the signing of the season, but then because obviously, if I say Cole Palmer, I say it's because he's a Chelsea fan. But I have a genuine reason why I decided to now go with Palmer. Rice, I think.
So just hold the analysis for a bit, right? If signing of the season, who do you think it is?
Signing of the season, I'll go for Declan Rice simply because Arteta has been after Declan Rice since January of 2023, from what we read, and because he saw that there was a hole in his squad, there was a need for a midfield enforcer, somebody that could possibly play a 6 and 8 in his team, and he went for Declan Rice. And despite the fact that he was pushed to pay over £100 million for the England midfielder, I think that over the season, it has been money well spent. Nobody has done anything pieces on Declan Rice being an expensive player or another English flop, because he has elevated the quality of football. He has elevated the character, the personality, the leadership in that Arsenal squad. Of course, he has chipped in with important goals as well. So he has taken his game to a different level entirely for goals and assists and, versatility and his tactical, abilities. So he has become a key player within 1 year for Arsenal. And again, the last day of the season, Arsenal are still in it, and anything could still happen. It could still end up with a winner's medal.
Right. Stan obviously thinks Declan Rice is a player of season as well. TJ, would you agree with that? When you look at Cole Palmer, because he's honestly the only other player I can think about, to compare as far as signing of the season goes. Are we missing any other player out?
I've been thinking about
Maybe Kai Havertz.
No, definitely not.
No.
TJ, what do you think?
Yeah, basically, I would personally have gone for Declan Rice as well. But I mean, that is if Arsenal is winning the title. But as it is right now, they are not winning the title. For me, Cole Palmer is actually the best signing of the season, simply because this is just a 21-year-old guy coming from Man City. He couldn't get his chance at Man City, and coming to Chelsea side, I mean, showing all the responsibility and getting involved in 32 goals in Premiership as well. I mean, 22 goals and 10 assists. That's a 32 goal contribution in the Premiership. I mean, I feel like Kopama at that age has actually done well, and for me personally, it's actually the best signing of the season.
Nee, what do you make of it?
So, naturally as an Arsenal fan, you would want to like go with, Declan Rice for what he has been able to do. But when you look at both Kopama and Declan Rice, we already know what Declan Rice can do. We've seen him play in the Premier League. We saw the way he played last season in the Conference League. And so Arsenal bought him to take the team to the next level, just like you guys stated earlier on. But with Kopama, we weren't sure what we're going to get with him when he signed from Man City to Chelsea. And Kopama is just like every other player Chelsea signed: Modric, Nkunku, Chukwemeka, Leslie Gochuku, Caicedo, Lavia. We didn't know which one were going to really perform. They were all prospects, well, except for Nkunku, that is not a prospect. And for him to have been able to carry the team, I mean, it was someone that was easily, maybe the word easily discarded by City is a very harsh word, but we saw that they tried and kept Phil Foden, even when they had the likes of David Silva in the team and Jack Grealish and the rest. But they allowed Kopama to leave. They could have fought enough and tell him that, no, we are not going to allow you to leave. But maybe they didn't really regard him highly the way they regarded Phil Foden. And for him to come into that Chelsea team and lift that team, I mean, it's the only player that you can talk about, in the Chelsea team. 22 goals, 10 assists in that terrible Chelsea team. Forget the fact that Chelsea are close to making it to the Europa League. This Chelsea team has been a very, very terrible team. And Kopama is the only player that stood out. So for me, Kopama is the signing of the season. And I don't know why. Someone said Arsenal saw Kopama, they saw Gabriel Jesus. They decided to sign Gabriel Jesus. But then again, no one knew it was going to work out. So that is why he is the signing of the season.
Right. Let's have Samuel. What team do you support? Arsenal, I imagine.
Chelsea, actually, Chelsea.
Right.
I definitely I would have to give Kopama, not because I'm a Chelsea fan, but honestly, I want to look at it from a different.
Chelsea fan.
No, actually, I want to look at it from a different perspective now. Saying, let's say Oli Watkins is coming into Aston Villa for the very first time, like he's a new signing, and Declan Rice obviously in the picture, excluding Palmer. I feel majorly people would literally pick Watkins as one of the best signing of the season. That is if in the contest, if he's a new signing for Aston Villa with close to like 19 goals, 11 assists. He has more goal contributions. Looking at Kopama in Chelsea and Declan Rice, like trying to contrast and compare both of them. I feel Declan Rice just has 8 goals and some assists. Is someone who is known, someone who has done it quite a number of seasons ago. And I feel Palmer in Manchester City didn't actually cut it out in the first team 11, but he actually helped Manchester City won, I think, some title. I think Super Cup, and I don't know if it's the FA Cup or the Community Shield. He did that ago. I think his goal helped them win the trophy. Entering into the new season with a club that is actually not even in a very good form at all. He came into the club and his impact was felt. Declan Rice not playing in Arsenal's game, you might actually not feel it 100%. But trust me, Kopama not playing for Chelsea right now, you are going to feel it. You are going to feel. I'm just saying, like Kopama, we played Arsenal and we lost 5-0. 5-0. Absence of Kopama. So for me, Kopama is best signing of the season.
Right. Let's pick up the pace.
No, so I have a different take, and it's very easy to say Cole Palmer because what he's done at the club, and for a player who has not played a full Premier League season, what he's done is absolutely outstanding because it's very hard to come from a City team into a Chelsea side who are struggling and really stand out. It's very hard. But why I think what Declan Rice has done is a lot higher. It's a level of pressure. Cole Palmer's come from Man City to Chelsea, very little pressure. Very little pressure. It's a struggling.
I don't agree, bro.
It's a struggling team. They finished 12 last season. Nobody is expecting you to go fight for the title. There was no pressure to fight for something.
No pressure to win.
No,
Exactly.
no pressure to win.
title.
Declan Rice, £100 million. Cole Palmer does not understand that kind of pressure. 100 million. When you put 100 million on a player, that the pressure starts from there. So he has to prove that he's worth that money. And if Freaking made that point, nobody's talking about money wasted on a player.
True.
Nobody's talking about
I think-
because hold on, Rufai. To walk into an Arsenal team who were trying to win the title, to play in a different position that you're more accustomed to, and play the way he's played, and done what he's done, protect the Arsenal team. When last did you see an Arsenal team mentioned as the best defense in? People talk about Gabriel and Saliba and credit to them. They've been absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah.
But what Declan does in front of them, the amount of times he's won balls in front of the back.
Oh yeah.
So you've got to look at
I've got to say I'm like I'm like a neutral. I'm walking into the studio to listen to the points the guys have made.
Yeah.
Ifreke, Stan, and everyone else who have made the point. And listening to him is, then he made the point. Ifreke made the point and Inez made the point. I'm just leaning towards Declan Rice a little
You have
bit
to
because
wait for me to make the point.
right.
how many times do you want to make points,
Can
Oga?
you tell me to make I hold the analysis?
Gentlemen, closing argument.
But you don't
see,
make your point already.
No, you don't. You know they you dey sleep. You dey sleep. So I think it's a good point.
It is. I always
But-
make good points, man.
Bros,
Mate.
bros.
I always make good points, mate.
I think it's a good point. But when you are going to sign a Declan Rice, an English midfielder that starts for England, whilst playing for West Ham, captain of West Ham, won the Conference League with them, you are going to pay that money. Wait now.
yeah, of course,
You,
yeah.
you don't give your own.
But I
Relax.
not do anything. Now they hold your neck.
You want come cut wait at it.
You see
You
me
will-
open mouth.
you will
You
pay-
see my mouth, they move, they vex.
You will pay that money,
I don't listen with you.
right? You will pay that money. Now, nobody can argue against the impact he's had in your team. But last season, without him, you were second in the league. After having topped the league for almost the entire season. This season, yes, he has helped you stop a few goals. But can you categorically say if Declan Rice wasn't in that squad, you won't still make the second that you're in now? Just one question, yes or no? I'll continue. Can you categorically say if he wasn't in that team, you don't make this second? Having it in mind,
you don't know that.
I'm asking you a question.
You
now.
know, know why? You know why? You know what? Last season,
The stats
hold on.
should tell you that.
Hold on.
I think the stats
I don't
should
understand.
tell
I'm
you
Hold
that.
asking you. You were second
Rufai,
last season.
hold
Stats
on,
should
hold
tell you
on.
that.
You want
Last
change
season,
goalposts.
last
Why
season.
would they know?
Oh, hold on.
No, I'm asking him his opinion
Hold on,
based
hold
off
on.
of what this guy
Rufai,
has performed
last
and what they
season,
did last season.
last season, Liverpool were not challenging. Man City. Hold on. So last season was supposedly a one-off. Because Liverpool were not challenging. To answer that question, if Declan Rice is not in the team, we don't finish second.
Okay, good. Moving on.
We don't.
That said, I completely disagree with you because you did it last season.
So you ask a question where you want to make it answer the way you
But
want.
no, because even you.
You want to make it answer the way you want. Make you
No,
make.
because even
You want to make it
you.
help you make your point.
No, because even you, this thing where you thought, even you don't believe him. You
No, I do.
Relax,
I
bros.
do.
You were second without him last season. Essentially, what you're saying is that your other players, Baba make
We're second. We're second without him. We're second without him. Guess what? That's why I made the point.
I will
Liverpool
just keep
were
quiet.
not challenging.
So
Without
can
Declan Rice, Liverpool will be better than us. Simple.
So can I make my own
Simple.
point?
I see where Rufai is going.
Can I
right?
make my own point? So
But-
it's like expectations, and in the end, if it's just like Pep now, maybe Pep goes to Bayern Munich and he wins the Champions League, and maybe a Poch, goes to, let's say, Real Madrid, and maybe the expectation would not be the same with what Pep, does with Bayern. If Pep wins the Champions League, he is Pep. That is the expectation, and that is what Declan Rice brought to the table of Arsenal. He was signed for 100 million. doing that shouldn't be a sign of the season performance. That is my own honest opinion, because he is that quality and he is him. It's like hold on. It's like
Bros,
so.
can I talk now?
Someone like Kopama.
Talk with person where they talk. You dey ask me.
Someone like
No,
Kopama.
make I talk.
Someone like Kopama. The expectations.
You don't vex.
The expectation was so low that even Kopama signing was not
Bro,
really a
when
big
was
deal.
the last time?
This
Listen,
is
can
your
I ask you a
question.
question?
It wasn't really
I ask you
a
a
big
question.
deal.
I have to
That's
say
a question.
I have to
When
say-
was the last time a player was signed into a team in the Premier League and had the level of impact Kopama has had in Chelsea this season? When was the last time?
So this
the
was-
last time Chelsea had a player that scored 20 goals in the season was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
When was that? And I'm not talking only Chelsea. I'm talking everywhere in the Premier League. When was the last time you signed a player and he came into the club first season in the Premier League, 21-year-old, and he's had the kind of impact?
And you are saying they didn't talk about 100 million. Did they talk about Caicedo's 100 million?
That's
Did
the
anybody talk
point.
about Caicedo's
No,
100 million?
they're talking about it because
Who is talking
you
about
know
it?
the funny thing.
It's been talked about.
No, at the start of the season.
Oh, no, no, no.
Start of the
myself
season,
and
not now.
Even till now,
myself and
it's
Rufai
been
agree.
mentioned.
Myself and Rufai agree on one point. Caicedo has
No,
not had
we don't
a,
agree.
no, on one point. Listen, Caicedo has not had
I'm
a
not listening.
mind-blowing season, but guess what? He's had very little bad games, But because he was signed for £100 million, the level of expectations on him means that people won't see him as he's had a good season. But in my eye, I think he's had. Hold on. But why I think for Kopama, the level of pressure, and which is where I go back, pressure. There is a key word.
See, look,
When you go to a Chelsea
it's
team,
understand
hold
Hold on.
on. By next season, we can, if Kopama can replicate this form.
We're not talking the best player in the league next season. We're talking
That's
the best
the
signing
point.
this season.
He's
Don't
played
they tell me
without
by next
pressure.
season?
He's played
So-
without
Thing
pressure.
doesn't count.
So let's
No,
let-
you be
so-
wait.
so
There's a narrative you are playing that's completely wrong.
Baba, they
this
signed,
guy
they
came
signed,
into
they
a
signed,
title-winning
they signed
squad.
unproven player for about 50
Understand
million. He
something?
says he's playing
This
without
brother,
pressure.
this brother Declan
Why
Rice
don't
came
they
into
talk
a
like that, senior
title,
man?
a potential title-winning team. The same way you are saying the 100 million brings a lot of pressure. It's the same way he was going into a better team, and it makes things easier for him to play. He was just a player that came
and guess
in.
what? Guess
Relax,
what? The
make
first
finish.
things I
I've
said.
allowed
The
you
first
speak
things I
every
said.
time you are speaking.
Rufai. The
This
first thing
guy
I
is
said was.
coming in. This guy
Declan
is coming
Rice
in
has
to come
come-
and be the final piece. We agreed before this conversation started. He came in to come and be the final piece of the team you were building
Yeah.
against a guy. And guess what? Kopama didn't have the pressure of coming to come and win the league. But I bet
To
you
win
there's
anything.
Yeah, of course, to come win titles. But I bet you there a lot of pressure if you sign for Chelsea.
Not necessarily,
Not
Rufai.
necessarily.
There is
Not
a lot of
necessarily.
pressure
There's
if you sign for
necessarily.
Chelsea.
Not
Not
necessarily.
the pressure of come and win titles.
Not necessarily.
In fact, why is it that every time Chelsea signs a striker,
And guess what?
there is
Do
is he
you
going to
know-
do well or not?
Rufai, you know there was more
You
pressure.
see,
And I'm not
You-
talking
you-
about more pressure.
Gentlemen,
Are you
Rufai,
people
Rufai, hold
listening?
on.
Gentlemen.
You know
Rufai,
there's
gentlemen.
more pressure
I am not
in that
talking
Chelsea
about
team.
more pressure.
Hold on. In that
Oh
Chelsea
my
team,
God.
Rufai, listen. You know in that Chelsea team,
I
there's
hate
more
it when I
pressure.
talk where you know they listen to it.
There's more pressure on Mudryk than there is on Kopama.
Are you
Do
listening
you
to what
know
I'm
that?
saying?
So-
You know in that Chelsea team, there's more pressure on Mudryk to perform.
This point I have made,
Gentlemen,
no
gentlemen,
vex.
no,
Make
no,
we talk
relax,
about.
but we know they
this
vex.
point. No, I know they
But-
vex.
but-
I just
Calm
want.
down,
I don't want you. I don't want to make
calm
you
down.
use Ojoro.
but-
This
but-
point where you make now, where you make now to what effect?
Rufai,
Fine,
I
I'm
don't
just
tell
telling you.
Rufai, no
No,
stress
there's
yourself.
no point.
Let me. This is where I'm coming.
No,
right?
you just
My
stress
God,
yourself.
my
I
God.
don't tell
As Mike
you.
one, I have
My
to come
one,
in and
my
as
one.
Just stress yourself.
icebreakers, right?
Vote
I want
for
to progress it, right? I honestly do think that all of you make, the first points you make are very important points, right? The first point Five makes is West Ham's, number one player, captain, England starter.
Yeah.
What are you
What
telling
are
me?
you expecting
You're
from
going
me?
to pay £100 million, right? And he makes the point and says, look, in the end, having said that, the money still doesn't change the amount of pressure he's going to feel. And I understand what he's saying that, when Kopama goes to Chelsea, he's not going there to, they're not going to try and win a title.
That's why it's the signing of the. That's the actual reason. It's the
Hold
signing
on,
of the season.
Hold on.
Because
In fact,
there
it
was
was
no
such a signing that
expectation.
when
Hold
Chelsea
on.
There
paid
was no
40 million
expectation
for him
on
and
him.
people were
That
shouting
was
Chelsea.
me.
Hold
That
on,
makes it the
hold
signing
on.
of
That
the
you
season.
saying?
Hold on.
There was no
Relax.
expectation.
They
That
paid
makes it the signing of the
myself-
season.
Hold on.
They
Hold
paid
on.
40 million for him and they were
Hold on.
still insulting Chelsea.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, if you just let me finish, right? I'll make the last point on this and we move on to, the underwhelming signing of the season. Last season, Rashford scored 30 goals, right? In a season where there was no expectation whatsoever,
Yeah.
right? Fast forward 12 months, and it is now being demanded that you score 30 goals so that we can stay where we were and add to the level. And the guy shriveled. You understand? Went into a shell. Now, the point I'm trying to make is that when you're playing without real defined targets, it is easier to be yourself.
Fact.
Right?
Fact.
When you're playing with a level of a target, this is what we have to go to. Not reaching here will mean failure. Right?
Yeah.
And you wake up and sleep every day knowing that that's the target. Right? And we have to push ourselves
It's
there.
harder.
It's different.
What you have said
that's
is
my,
true.
That's my perspective.
No, what you have said is right.
This is what I've
That's
said.
not-
What you have
that's
said
my
is right.
Now, that's
My
not to
point,
say-
my
now-
point is that this person is playing with more pressure cannot be used to now say he has had a better or he has had a bigger impact in his team than this other person.
Rufai, did I say? No.
Let's
Okay.
somebody else say something.
Okay, I think we need to use the context of what criteria are you using to say best signing? What criteria are you using? Is it how much impact the person has
So let's
in
use
the club? How much
so let's
impact
use-
the person has in the season?
Impact-wise, and I agree.
yeah,
I think that's
impact-wise.
fantastic.
Has to be impact.
Impact-wise, I think I can agree. Cole Palmer is signing of the season. Impact-wise, the impact is hard on the Chelsea team. I can agree on that, because what he's done with the Chelsea, and I started my argument with what he's done with the Chelsea team,
Right.
not having a Premier League season before, because he's been a bit part player at City. I can count how many times he made it to the City bench last season. What he's done with the Chelsea team, I can understand impact-wise.
Yeah.
But me, I was
that's not
holistically
what I'm
looking at
saying
it.
now.
I was
Yeah.
looking at it holistically.
So-
but impact-wise, I think I can agree.
Yeah.
Player of the season.
Yeah.
Signing of the season.
Impact wise, right?
Yeah.
So
So now here you dey come
so
since.
that's signing of the season, right?
Yeah.
But player of the season is a different conversation entirely.
No, it's a different one. It's a different
Right,
one.
right. So let's leave that
My
for
G.
let's save that for the last, right?
We got that day.
And pick up the
Don't
pace.
mind
Let's start with Stan on. I've always felt like when teams play a season and you say, "Oh, this guy is the manager of the season, Pep is manager of the season," I don't agree because when you have the best striker in the land, you have probably the best centre back pairing, you have the best goalkeeper, you have that.
Everything best.
If Ferrari is fast anyway, you understand? It's always going to be fast. It doesn't matter if it's me driving it or Hamilton driving it. If I put the throttle down.
But if it be you go drive and go enter wall.
But say it go fast. Say it go fast though. That one a non-starter. You understand?
Go try with golf.
It's gonna be fast.
Remember
anyway.
that goal for
You understand? So let's pick our team of the season, right? In terms of, so what we don't want to do now is, I think that the league table is always the truest indicator of how consistent the team has been all season, right? So it will be a bit, redundant to say any other team aside Arsenal or City will be team of the season, right?
Team was your player of the season.
Team of the season, right? So let's pick the players that make up the team of the season, right? Here and now on this table. Let's start off with the goalkeeping positions, right? And you have your Edison, you have, Onana at 80, Allison.
Which one is 80? I chop those.
Martinez.
I was doing a show with Moses on Saturday on radio. Moses said that Liverpool, Man United have considered 81 goals. He said, how many has Onana collected? I said, I don't know that. Onana missed only one game. He said, please go and check that game. How many the scores was? So apparently Onana don't chop 80.
They're about, right?
Wow.
So if you're going to pick a goalkeeper, let's make this pretty quick. So we're going to go through everybody, one take, right? Goalkeeper of the season, who do you pick for your goal? There is Raya, there is Edison,
No way.
there is
I know they even reason
there is
any of them.
Vicario,
Vicario has been good.
right?
But
I
I think Pickford has been good. I'm not a big fan of him, but I think he's been good. Everton have won. I keep putting out these stats because I find it very interesting. Everton have won 13 games, I think. Only 2 of those games did they concede a goal, and it's a lot of those games are down to Pickford. He makes some absolute. Pickford is a strange goalkeeper.
Yeah.
One day,
make one silly mistake, but
one day he looks like he's a League 2 goalkeeper, and another day he looks like Buffon. He looks very strange, but I think he's been He's been part of that system that has given Everton 11 clean sheets in 11 victories. That is absolutely outstanding.
That's staggering.
that's
For a team
outstanding.
that got docked 10 points.
Docked
You know,
10 points,
that's outstanding.
IBK.
So I think Pickford.
Yeah.
Don't mention Raya anywhere. Honestly, I mean,
I
Arsenal.
I think he's there.
Arsenal.
personal
He's
vendetta,
not.
leave
He's
the
not.
loop.
He's not a personal
Man, you don't
vendetta.
talk your own
But
now.
guess
They
what?
say we will
That
get
that
fast.
that goal
One.
that goal could have been empty and we will not see.
No man, you
concede.
don't talk your own now.
1-1.
I can't be emotional like you.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm not
that one
emotional.
no concern me. Now, who has the highest clean sheets in the league is Raya.
That one concern him.
So I think for me, it's only right that I'll pick Raya. To be honest, I don't think any other goalkeeper comes
Right.
close to
I'll
Raya.
go with Pickford as well.
Pickford. You know, honestly, I have to make the point he makes is crazy. You know, when you're fighting against relegation, to pull up performances like that is not easy. It's easy to get sucked into a dark hole. You know, we're all bad anyway, so let's just keep around.
We pick Pickford now without
Yeah.
saying he's playing now. He's
So,
not playing under pressure of 100
I
million.
think that Pickford. I'll take
But
Pickford.
stop
Yeah.
him.
Let's go with
No, just say
let's start with Stan. Stan, goalkeeper of the season.
I'll go with Vicario. You know, first season in the Premier League in a position that was very problematic for Spurs in the last few years. You know, I wasn't a big fan of Hugo Lloris. You know, I'm the first one to criticize him with a new system with Ange Postecoglou getting exposed week in, week out. I know it's easy with the last couple of games to discredit what Spurs have done all season. But yeah, coming from the Serie A and making a big claim in goal, I've been really impressed, and I really hope that I can see him starting for Italy in the Euros, because for me, he's a way better keeper in this moment of time than Donnarumma is at PSG.
Right. Frankie, talk to us. Goalkeeper of the season. Let's make it quick.
I hear the argument on Pickford, and I would have gone for him because the pressure he has had to play under at Everton this season, especially with the two different point deduction, has been crazy. But to keep them in the league has been something very incredible. But instead, I'll go for Emi Martinez just because he's the most complete modern goalkeeper we have in the Premier League. He's capable of playing it out with his feet. He's capable of making great saves. He's capable of making penalty saves. You know, and he has played in an Aston Villa team that got to the semi-final of the Conference League, and now they're in the Champions League. So I'll go for Emi Martinez.
I've always thought he's a very good goalkeeper. I
He's
always
the
thought
he's the
that
best goal-
you know clubs are looking for high-profile signings. United should have got.
keep
Should have gotten-
playing with your feet out of the conversation. He's the best goalkeeper in the league by a country mile. He's big. He's
intimidating.
he's the kind of goalkeeper you want. He's got that silly side to him, but he's not a guy you mess with. You know,
I was told that
Ridiculous.
the United transfer council recommended him to replace De Gea, and Ten Hag vetoed it.
How'd you let that kind of guy
That's
go?
what-
Top guy.
Then you
Top
end
guy.
up with Ryan.
Me, do you agree with this guy's quick one? Martinez, Pickford, Vicario.
Maybe
Raya.
he wants to pick the Sheffield goalkeeper. So let's him.
When Alisson and Ederson, when they keep clean sheets in the Premier League, like 15, 16, and they win the Golden Glove, people find it easier to pick them as the goalkeeper of the season. But I mean, I've seen narrative being thrown around that Raya, it's not the goalkeeper of the season. He had clean sheets, he has won the Golden Glove, but he has been shielded, by the defense of Gabriel and Saliba. But we keep forgetting that the reason why I feel Mikel Arteta went for him ahead, to bench Ramsey is because of, concentration. And it is something that we really need to commend Raya on, this season. He has really concentrated with his team.
Goalkeeper go start career. You just wait. Goalkeeper will start in career. Say no, concentrate.
No. He makes a good point. He actually makes a good point. He makes a good point
Wait.
because Baba, you see that goalkeeper position. It is the easiest position to lose concentration.
I hear you.
When you play in a team like Man City or maybe a Liverpool or Arsenal, that you're dominating all the time. You're on the front foot. You're playing at the top end. It is hard to keep concentration.
So you pick Raya of the season. Fantastic. Let's move on.
In your
TJ,
opinion.
TJ, let's talk about that. I hope you don't say it's Petrovic.
We go here come out you for the stream.
It can be Petrovic, of course. It can be Petrovic. I think I would like to be on the side of Efreke, going for Emiliano Martinez as well. This is a guy that has actually been part of the Aston Villa team. Qualifying for the Champions League after 41 years. I mean, that team. We are not really to be talking about Aston Villa lately because this This is a team. This is a mid-table team last season, and this season here they are actually in the top four. Kudos to now Emery. So for me, I think Martinez actually played a crucial role to that. And for me, he's actually the goalkeeper of the season. Let's forget about Raya. Raya, of course, no disrespect to him. He's been fantastic as well. I mean, getting 16 clean sheets and winning the Golden Glove. But I think for me, the impact that Martinez has on that Aston Villa team. I mean, you cannot actually speak it under the carpet. That guy has actually done fantastically well this season.
Right. This
Right. Let's talk Samuel. Samuel, please mute me, please. Samuel, who's your goalkeeper of the season?
I am having doubts between, and I'm trying to figure out between Martinez and Pickford, but I think I would lean towards Pickford because I think IBK said Raya because of Golden Glove, and I think on this very table you guys discussed criteria in picking your best positions. You guys discussed that you can have more clean sheets. And what about defenders? The kudos, the what's it called now? The accolades given to defenders based on a Golden Glove. Like you can win the Golden Glove as a person, but we need to give accolades to the defenders. And I feel that's why I'll lean towards Pickford because he's in an Everton team that should not even survive the Premier League right now. They should be in the relegation team with the number of points that was dictated from their from them,
Right.
and it's still in the team. They are, I think senior man
Right.
in your bank said the pressure mounting on the player, and I feel Pickford had that pressure in him. Imagine you playing games and they are deducting points from you, yet you're still making amazing saves.
Samuel, we're not imagining it happened. Yeah. So Pickford for you, right?
Yes, Pickford.
Right, Pickford. Right.
Right, Pickford. Right. Let's pick up the pace, guys. We have just 2 more criteria to go, and we can leave it there. Let's talk, managers of the season, because again, Emery is going to be there. I think Sean Dyche has to be there.
Yeah.
Obviously the obvious mentions are Pep, Teta, and Co.
Jürgen. Jürgen.
Iraola. I think
Iraola.
I think his time of under review is a bit too short for me.
Yeah, but he's achieved something great. I think they have 51 points, the highest ever points tallied by Bournemouth in any Premier League season.
So if we put Iraola there, you have to put the Oliver Glasner as well.
No, you can't.
Oliver Glasner is just how many games?
How many games?
So that's. I mean,
but he's changed a lot in the few times.
So let's pick it up quickly.
I think Unai Emery for me, and I said it last week. Whether Arteta wins the league or not, I think it's Unai Emery for me because what he's done with that Aston Villa team in the last 18 months is just absolutely staggering. The amount of points he's garnered, from that team. If you take Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool out of this league, Aston Villa easily win the league.
Now why that can't
if you take
if you take them out, they win the league easily because they've been unbelievable. And the way he plays, I said at the start, how he plays a high line, and doesn't concede so many goals, I will never know. Teams get caught at least 5 offsides every game against him. Liverpool got caught, I think, 6 or 7 times. That's how he does it. I don't know how he does it, but what he's done, he's changed Ollie Watkins. Watkins is a good player, but what he's done with him is just unbelievable. I just feel like he's done so well for me to earn that right.
I honestly wanted to go with Unai Emery as well. I mean, top 4 is an amazing, achievement. But
and they didn't break the bank for anybody.
They didn't break the bank, but he's bought quite a number of players.
No, he's bought quite a number of
players.
Quality players.
Quality players.
Maybe.
So
how many quality players did he really sign?
No, when
he brought in Pau Torres.
Relax. Pau Torres was starting for Spain at some point. This boy that he signed from Leverkusen,
gentlemen,
was being
just speak. Yeah. Just pick the
I'll go with Sean Dyche because Unai Emery came into Aston because I wanted to go with Emery, so I'm just comparing why I've gone with Sean Dyche. Unai Emery came in, yes, maybe changed a little bit, but why he has been able to get here is because now they've brought in players that can also execute stuff for him. You see Ant saying, I want to play this way, but I need to change. I need to get players in. But with Sean Dyche, I don't think he's had that luxury. He's had to play with the same guys that Frank Lampard left him with.
Hard job, man.
And then, with the deductions, and he's managed to get them safe. Not just get them safe, the stats that you read out before is ridiculous. It's amazing. You win 11 games, keep 11 clean sheets. It's crazy achievements. I have to go with Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
I think I agree with him because in the end, it's more of
That's real coaching.
it's
Actually,
more of
That's
psychological.
serious coaching.
It's more of you being a psychologist than being a coach, especially when they deduct 8 points from what you've worked hard for.
It's a
all
lot,
season.
though.
What do you want to tell your boys? Like, is it the same? I don't know how he did it, to be honest, because in the end, you see footballers like that. They think of the trainings they've had all season. They think of the games that was difficult for them to win. You look at the 8 points. How are we going to do it? So I think for me, we need to credit managers that are in a position where it's more of you being a psychologist than being a manager. So I think I'll go with Sean Dyche any day, anytime.
I agree with that. Anybody has a different opinion? Let's start with that. So Sean Dyche being a manager of the season.
I think I do. I would pick Unai.
Quick, who is the person? Just say the person's name first.
Okay, Unai Emery actually, not Sean Dyche, because I am looking at it from this perspective that if I want to bring in a new manager to my team between Sean Dyche and Unai Emery, who would I pick? Of course I'll pick Emery. This guy is like Pep Guardiola 2.0, like Pep Guardiola liked. Imagine him making top 4 this season. He made I think it was in the European stages last season also, and he won back to back. I think Europa League with Villarreal. So this guy is like Pep Guardiola 2.0. So of course, if Pep is not winning this season, of course I give it to Naimi.
Okay, Stan, I think you have a different. Okay, Stan, I think you have a different opinion, or was it me who had a different opinion?
No, I'm the same.
I'm going with
Unai Emery.
Okay, Unai Emery.
I'm going with the Bournemouth manager, Iraola, and that's because you look at Bournemouth and they are not a team that really play entertaining football like that until he came in, and ever since he came in, I mean, Bournemouth play free-flowing football. You can be rest assured. I mean, for senior man that puts his money where his mouth is, they can be rest assured, that Bournemouth will get you goals in their game. And they trouble the so-called big teams, and ever since he came into the team, they've amassed enough points, to play. And I feel that should be a manager that Liverpool should be looking at, not the slot that they're looking at.
Straight play, don't catch one leg.
Manager of the season.
Frankie,
do you have a different opinion? Do you think Sean Dyche or Unai Emery? Or Iraola?
Unai Emery, actually, it took 9 points off Man City and Arsenal, so he's solely responsible for Arsenal not winning the title this season. And for a team that has the best defensive record, they were not able to score home and away against Arsenal, and they put 3 past them. So yeah, Unai Emery.
Yeah, I saw a stat. Someone said Villa made it soft. Villa made it soft for us for Man City. City returned the favor, so it was pretty much tit for tat. He
said they're still hopeful on Sunday. I say it's 4 p.m. in 4 days. He said 4 p.m.
Leave him. Keep hoping. So we've done. I thought we should move on to team of the season because it would take too much time. Player of the season, manager of the season. So I think we all agree that will be Emery as opposed to Sean Dyche. Let us know in the comments as well what you make of it. Signing of the season, I think we agreed that's Cole Palmer. But let's wrap it up with player of the season, right? And that's pretty much your best player, your Ballon d'Or, your FIFA best, and all that kind of stuff. When you talk about player of the season, what do you look for, in terms of player of the season? Do you look for the influence they have on the team?
Yeah, it has to be influence, and for me, I would. Hard to say, but I think Phil Foden has been different class.
I would say Rodri. I think Rodri is the most influential player for his team in the Premier League.
Yeah, of course he is. But I just feel like what Foden has done this season when De Bruyne has not been in the team, and De Bruyne was not in the team for I think 3 or 4 months, and
even Haaland at some point.
Yeah, even Haaland at some point. How many times Phil Foden has come through for the team? I think that for a player that young, and he's still relatively young, the understanding of assignment as he does with that City team is just unbelievable. On the final, and Rodri gives Man City safety. You know, Rodri probably makes more touches on the ball than any player in the Premier League.
Who's the most important player to Man City?
Of course, Rodri.
Rodri, of course.
But
I think in terms of influence at the final third, winning football matches, because I feel like with Rodri,
volleyball.
you know, with Rodri, you get the point that you can take him out of the team and
You don't win.
you don't win necessarily. But if you do not have the cutting edge at the final third, Rodri doesn't give you that. He doesn't win.
I'm sorry.
I think that-
That's something I don't quite agree with because I think there's a stats that without Rodri they don't
Yeah,
win
they
games.
don't
Yeah.
win
I don't
games.
see any star without
And
Foden
it's
or
causing a lot of
They
Haaland.
don't win games, but it's also a very small sample size.
Yeah.
Rodri doesn't miss a lot of games.
He doesn't miss a lot of games.
So
They said all the games they've lost this season, he hasn't played
he
any
hasn't
of them.
played, and they don't lose a lot of games.
There's nice
He doesn't
stats.
miss a lot of games.
Nice start.
I
but
also feel like if you're talking player of the season, yes, there's influence, but I also think like your role in whatever your team achieves that season.
yeah.
So, for example, and why I had to say this is because Rodri, we know he's like the most influential in that team, but in terms of the role of each player in achieving a particular thing, and yeah, we know the team is the sum of all its parts, you know, and all that. But Foden, with coming up clutch, I think you put it the right way. These two most important guys not being available for some time, De Bruyne, at some point Haaland. I think you have to look at what Foden has done this season, number of important goals he has scored, and the number of goals he has scored. In my opinion, I don't know if it's a bit unpopular. I think the player of the season in the Premier League should be between Foden and Saliba, and I think when we talk about influence of a team and the role of a player in achieving
Influence.
what the team achieves, we almost always go for attacking players, almost as if those are the only guys.
Exactly.
I could never be in that conversation.
But I think that even with Declan Rice in the team, if you take out Saliba from that Arsenal team this
They're
season,
not the same.
So
they
so
crumble.
the
They're
thing
not
is,
the same.
how can you
it's-
make that
it's-
point
It's very clear.
and not see the point about Rodri?
Saliba,
No,
hold on.
I mentioned Rodri in my
So
speech.
that's what I'm saying.
Saliba,
Rodri is as important as Saliba
Man
is
City
to-
don't crumble without
They don't
Saliba.
crumble without.
Without Rodri.
Without Rodri,
They don't crumble.
because they've built
Arsenal-
a very strong machine.
Arsenal's crumbled clearly
Clearly without
without
Saliba.
Saliba.
If Saliba is not in that team,
People ask,
Do you remember
people
the-
ask Arsenal are still in the running.
Bros, no vex.
They've not bottled
Bros,
it.
no vex.
Saliba
can
is
you guys
just so
remember
assured.
the level of control and leadership that Van Dijk brought in that his best season
Yeah.
with everything Liverpool won? So we can talk about influence in the team, and there were quite a number of players that had influence in that team. But when we now talk about the impact they had in what that team achieved that season, like direct impact from this player to the team.
But
Like-
that has to be influence.
No, so let me break
so
it
we
down
can
this
all
way.
have influence,
So, let me
but I
break-
am the most influential.
You understand?
You understand?
There's
So-
quite
so
a number
Van
of
Dijk
people
was the
with
most
influence.
influential.
There are quite a number of people with influence, but when I say like direct impact of what you did, maybe with winning the Premier League, okay. Oh, aside from this player that had influence, and I scored 30 goals. If you take out this my 30 goals, we probably don't win that Premier League. Oh, I had so number of clean sheet and it was off my save. So percent. That's what I mean. You have influential players that are important to how you play. Rodri, the most important player for how Man City play. But in terms of what did you do in this Premier League title we are going to win, and I know it's also influential, but direct impact. Foden scored too many important goals. He was the guy that they were looking, that was turning up and scoring those goals when
Yeah.
De Bruyne
I
wasn't
agree.
around,
So-
when Haaland wasn't around.
I hear you. What I can never understand is you can never make the argument in team sports.
No, you know I said it too, that I know
you
that
get-
team is
I don't think it's
a
possible
sum
to
of
make it
all
in
its
team
parts.
sports.
I mentioned that as well.
You know, when you say,
But
I
there's that-
scored 60 goals in the team.
Is
No,
it
it happens. It
there's-
happens.
you know,
It's like
the
it's
great
like-
the
I think the only two players in the last 20 years that can do it is Ronaldo and Messi. Because those players made, you can see that they carry the team on their back.
Yes.
But I don't know
But
that
the
any other
pass
player.
don't come, you know go score.
I don't know that any other player can.
Pass don't come, you know go score.
We see where Ronaldo and Messi manufacture goals. You get that's a jump for against Juventus. Abi who
And
jump.
not cross.
Baba,
Not
the
cross.
cross,
that
the
aimless cross. Somebody hoof ball for air.
No, you know football for it. Now Carvajal no they cross.
Aimless
He
cross.
not. Do you remember? Did you watch Gary Neville at his prime? When Gary Neville goes to the byline,
Right.
those are the kind of crosses he used to pick. He doesn't cross
I don't
close
see
to
that
the.
one cross. But
No,
that one was an
he
aimless cross.
doesn't
No,
cross to the
no.
goalkeeper.
Gabriel had a
He
real-
crosses it. He's an out swinger. He takes it
another
out.
thing. You see another thing.
how-
What you're saying
Cabal
is
now,
totally right.
Cabal now,
No,
sit
what
What
down,
you're
man.
saying is
No,
totally
wahala.
right. But what you they done a player of the season?
Right.
Yeah.
One
So
individual
so
award.
Yeah.
so let's narrow it down to Foden. I personally would put Rodri there, Saliba as well.
Saliba has been brilliant.
um,
Saliba has just been
Okay, so
unbelievable.
I think the reason I won't go with Saliba is the fact that Foden.
Hasn't had enough goals this
No,
season.
no. Saliba has had Gabriel, beside him almost all through the season. So you can.
And without
you
Saliba,
can-
Gabriel hasn't
you
got
can-
16 own goals.
No. You can honestly can't say that.
But no,
No, see, you can honestly can't say that.
He's a warrior.
have, you
He's
not seen,
Warrior.
have you not seen the prophet?
He's a warrior,
the
but he's the kind of warrior that needs a general.
Rufai, make an allow me.
Nice
talk
one.
now.
This Rufai Sabi this one.
If Gabriel doesn't
Give my
pair,
credits.
if Gabriel doesn't
Yes,
pair
Sabi this one.
Saliba,
What did he want the right glory?
This idiot.
if Gabriel doesn't pair Saliba, so waiting go up. Waiting go happen if Gabriel doesn't pair Saliba.
Another
But,
person go press Saliba now.
but I've seen Foden, KDB wasn't around at some point.
Yeah.
Haaland wasn't around. The team was kind of struggling. To be honest, this is not a Pep's, title winning performance. It's
Yeah,
to show you that
they've not been that
the
great, to be
difference, the reason they're actually winning the
embarrassed.
title this season, the reason they are winning the title this season is
Some
the fact that
humane.
Foden came in when no one expected it, to be honest. So I think that difference, makes him the best in the season.
Right.
Yeah, I
Saliba for
agree.
me, fantastic, but he's been
There's no but with
he's been-
Saliba. But no
he's-
say,
he's-
no
he's-
slander
he's
on
had
Saliba
good
will be
pairing-
tolerated on
He's
this
had
table.
good pairing all season.
It's not. It's not. Don't
exactly.
say
Don't
that.
get paired before you come.
Don't say that.
No, he's had good
Gabriel
pairing all
has been
season.
brilliant, and
If
see,
Gabriel was in there-
Gabriel has improved significantly. But Saliba on his own, my word, top class.
Let's ask
Rolls Royce, the new one, the old one, don't the
Let's ask
turn
the
to
guys.
golf
Guys,
4.
let's make it as quick as possible. We have only 10 minutes to go wrap it up. Stan, so we managed to narrow it down to Saliba, Rodri, and Foden.
Maybe you want to put Watkins
Where you
there.
leaning? Where you leaning to? Watkins.
Actually, have done pretty well this season.
Yeah,
Guy has scored 19 goals and 13 assists. I mean, and this is the guy that has actually been doing it. I mean, consistently. Last season he was there, and let's not forget the fact that Aston Villa qualified for the Champions League this season. I mean, it's a big achievement for that team. We've seen some mid-table teams trying to do that for the past couple of seasons. We saw Brighton last season; they couldn't do it. We saw West Ham as well, and Aston Villa this season they actually crushed Tottenham, Chelsea, Manchester United, getting to the top four. I think that's a big deal. So let's not just overlook Watkins' involvement in that. Please, he has actually done well this season, and it should be.
I agree. You have to put Watkins. there.
Watkins there.
So you agree
For me, it's only fair that we have to wait until the weekend to choose the player of the season, because for me, the player of the season has to always be on the title winning team. And of course, we all assume that that's going to be City. I'm still praying for Mohamed Kudus masterclass on Sunday, but that's another story. I think Phil Foden should get it. For me, he's been the most consistent. He's his highest goal scoring season. He's also, because we see with the likes of Palmer, right? He didn't have the patience to stay in that City team and to develop. And Foden had that when arguably he should have been a starter already like the past 2-3 seasons, but he lived through that Pep rotation. He waited for his chance. This season was finally the season that he's got to start basically a week, and he's delivered the goods for the best team in the Premier League. So Phil Foden for me.
Foden. Frankie.
I think Phil Foden edges it just very slightly ahead of maybe Rodri and Saliba and Watkins, because he has been like singularly the most decisive player in the Premier League this season. Mostly you think that going into this season, the Haaland and De Bruyne would be pushing would be the star player, would be the ones pushing the quest for the fourth consecutive Premier League title. But Foden has sort of come out from nowhere. I mean, he has always been a good player, but this season he has embraced, like they say, the glare of the spotlight and just owned his own, person in that team and become his own star. And he has become Man City's most clutch player this season. So I think Foden just slightly edges it for me.
That's a really good point. Nee.
Yeah, I'm also going to agree with what everybody's saying. Because when you look at Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne got injured, Riyad Mahrez, left at the end of last season. Ilkay Gundogan also left, at the end of last season. And I think the young man, it dawned on him that, okay, so this is time for me to shine. Enough of a very good talent. There's a name they call him, Iniesta something. I've forgotten the name they call him. There's a tag they give him, and they gave him rather. And I think it dawned on him that this is the time for me to show myself. I've always been, giving goals. There's this tag that he hides, in a team, a star-studded team that he hides, he has this star-studded privilege, around him, and that is why he has been going unnoticed. But this time around, I think he feels that I need to show the world that it is not about the players around me. I know we've discussed this on the show so many times, that generational talent or a talent that is showing himself because he has star players around him. I think that is no longer the case with Phil Foden right now. He's arguably one of the top 3 most influential player in the Manchester City team. If you take Rodri, take Erling Haaland, I think he is the next in line, even ahead of Kevin De Bruyne. So Phil Foden for me, the player of the season.
Foden, Samuel, I imagine that you go with Foden as well.
Yeah, Foden, the man stepped up this season. He, in the absence of the KDB, Haaland, and key players to Man City, he stepped up. I think there were games this season that he won. There were games this season that single-handedly he helped Man City to win. He scored about 2 to 3 goals in a season, in a match. And I think among the 4 options given, I think Foden would hardly have a bad game every game this season. I think he hardly had a bad game this season. I don't think I can actually pinpoint to one game.
Arsenal, home and away.
I'm just saying like hardly. I'm not saying he did not. I mean,
I'm happy to point it out.
Declan Rice then showed that.
So for
Declan Rice then showed that, man.
So for Foden, I think Foden edges it just about.
I think he's the guy
on everybody's part. So
if you listen to the tabloids, it feels like it's his award to lose.
So we managed to pick manager of the season. We picked the most impactful player of the season. That's the signing of the season. And of course, we created the parameters for it. We also picked the player of the season. Of course, the guys have done justice to that. We also we're gonna wrap up the show. We're picking the rest of the teams, but the guys would have to let them go because it would have taken too much time. We picked the goalkeepers. Everybody had the opportunity to have a bit of a hand in that particular delicacy. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you very much indeed for RSVPing your spots for today. It's always important to know that we can rely on some of our most ardent listeners. So I want to thank you very much indeed. Stan, Samuel, Nee, TJ, thank you. And of course, Frecky as well.
Thanks, guys.
That boy calls you father. David Moyes. Do the Lord's works.
Right.
I never had. They go beat it up.
Yeah. So I just wanted to let's wrap it up with the team of the season, right? And I don't agree with Stan when Stan says that you have to play 38 games. So right back, who do you got right back?
Right back, Ben White. Ben White, without a shadow of doubt, monstrous. I cannot count. Ben White has played every game this season. He's not had 2 bad games.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I saw an interview from him.
Absolute monstrous.
He said he doesn't like football.
Yeah, he said he doesn't watch.
He doesn't watch
football. He's a very weird guy.
That's very
Ben White is a strange guy. Every time I see him, there's something there's a cloud of weirdness about him. I don't know how he does.
It's probably the eyeshadow.
He rarely talks on the pitch. You hardly see Ben White scream. Just goes by his job and he does it so efficiently. How many people would you see say they don't want to play for the national team? I don't know what's going on with him.
I think it's just like, you know what?
I don't know what's going on.
I'm playing this thing for the money. This is giving money. I don't want you guys.
I don't know what is stressing him, but the guy is for a player who is predominantly a centre back, to slot to be given a role at right back, and he doesn't complain and has gone and done it. And people say, oh, but he's a defender, he can play right back. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
He's not the same.
And I think that, for me, when a player does that, he's a throwback player. So we all agree Ben White is the best, right? I agree.
I think I'll chip in Pedro Porro.
Pedro Porro has tried.
Not been bad.
No, he's not been bad. He's not a good defender, but he's not been bad.
No, it's not a bad defender either.
No, he's not. He's a bad defender. He's a bad defender. He's a bad defender. He doesn't understand. This thing that Zinchenko used to do.
Ben White ahead of Porro.
You know what this thing that Zinchenko used to do? They would tell Zinchenko, you can invert. If you can
Inverted,
get into
yes.
midfield, get on the ball, and Poro is brilliant on the ball.
Poro is very good on the
Yeah.
ball.
But guess
crosses,
what? If
everything.
you can do that and forget that you are a right back, that's what Poro does. That's what Zinchenko does as well. They don't realize that if I'm inverting, I get into midfield, I'm predominantly a fullback. So I always have to revert to my position. Poro, that's why you catch Tottenham on the break,
Bro.
anyhow.
every time.
So you agree with Ben White as well?
Yeah, Ben White.
Yeah. Centre back, I think it has to be Saliba
Gabriel.
and Gabriel.
Yeah,
I think
Saliba and
I think
Gabriel.
they're the best
Yeah,
pairing.
you can't remove anyone.
I could have snuck in Van de Ven. I thought he'd been
no
brilliant.
chance.
No, the
You
injury.
know,
I think the
the
injury
guy
took a
at,
bit.
the injury. What's his name?
Left-
Ruben Diaz. Anyway, that one too.
no,
Just change this in all the time.
Left back.
Left back, I think Destiny Udogie.
No.
Udogie.
I think it's
Udogie. But that name is Udogie. People that know they call all these Igbo people, they call them Udogie. Udogie.
I
call.
don't be Igbo boy now.
Doggy ni.
How you think no say now Udoji?
The Udogie. He's an Igbo name.
Yeah, I know be Igbo boy.
Udogie now.
Udogie.
I don't go with him, Sha.
Who will go with who?
Netanake.
I think I want to go with.
Not be only Natanaki.
Netanake.
what?
Yeah, now left back now.
No, there's
which club?
this boy at Wolves. This boy at Wolves.
It's Nuri.
Nuri.
Ah,
Yeah, I think
the Algerian.
I don't
Nuri
think-
competes with Udogie well.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Flying
No,
fullback.
talking this
I like
season
him.
now, for this
I like
season.
him. I like
I don't
him.
know if he's a better player.
But why
this
I
season-
don't mention Netanake now?
Netanyahu is not a left back.
Boy,
He
that's
played there,
he
but
dey
there
try,
are
but he's not.
people
But
there
he-
will play there,
but,
pass him.
that. You know why I don't like Udogie?
You don't
That
pick value,
Udogie
come pick
sef.
it, come pick it.
That
Udogie
Udogie
does
sef.
not have a fault in his game.
Baba, he
doesn't have a fault
Baba,
in
that
his
guy
game.
mistake they all in.
No,
Baba, no worry.
Check
I
out.
don't
And they
agree
watch
with
us well.
Me, I'll
Let's
pick
not-
out
let's
Nuri.
not-
Guy, they
we
make
have
mistakes well,
only 5 minutes, right?
Me, I'll
So,
pick out Nuri. Sha.
so Nuri, Udogie,
Udogie, yeah.
I think Udogie as well.
Netanake.
Netanaki.
Yeah,
So
Udogie wins.
Udogie wins it, right? Let us know,
don't think
right?
those pick
It's
are
not
really
not
for
final.
time.
So you the fans, you decide,
I
you
will
determine the team of the season, right? So go ahead and type out your team of the season. Type goalkeeper, RB hyphen, White, LB. Just do it like that in the comments so we can know for sure.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah. So centre back, we already picked out already.
Yeah.
So midfield, I think it will be heresy. Let's just anybody that doesn't say Rodri, stand up and leave.
You get Rodri, Rice,
Right?
Odegaard.
CDM,
complete.
Rodri,
Rice,
you know,
where do
Odegaard.
you put
complete.
Rice, Odegaard, complete.
Where you put
Complete.
Foden?
There's still position left now.
Let's find out if he enters.
Guy, if you no enter, you know why the team
He
go
will
tight.
enter.
No, I think this is where we can in a choke because
He
you know
will
that-
enter.
Where you dey wedding, you understand?
Yeah.
You dey share food.
They dey share, we go say you never
You know what I
ready.
say? You
Hey,
you
it's what I say, please don't finish. Oh.
Where you go
Bro.
put Foden?
Go put Foden for right hand side now.
brother. So
If Foden dey right hand side, that means either Alan. Wait. Either Alan Palmer or Watkins.
No,
wey
no, Palmer,
go
you go
dey.
favor.
It doesn't have to be everybody
Relax,
now.
Relax
Why-
now.
how you take
Wale,
it?
relax.
A league's highest goal scorer will not be in the team.
Ini.
You guys
Don't
just
mind
be
the-
joking
don't mind
with
the
yourself.
way. Ini.
How many goals
Don't
Inzaghi
mind
score
the
for his
way.
career?
Ini.
One at the rate am.
Shine on slam table.
He has what impact? What impact? Come on for there, Jerry. Come on for there, Jerry. Come on for there, Jerry. They
Now
thought
go
this.
with
What
it,
impact?
beg you.
What Inzaghi do? What Inzaghi do? Come on for there, Jerry.
Yeah,
Una-
slap table.
Any sport that go dey say Alan no, he's not a ball
No,
playing
no,
I
striker.
agree with you.
Inzaghi na ball
No,
playing
no,
striker.
no mind
Come on for there,
them. No mind
Jerry.
them.
Person
No,
that just start for league.
I
Anytime you say no go dey
I
team of
win
the
this
season.
league in
When we
March
go call the
without-
team of the
without
season?
Haaland
Who
in
go
the
dey team of the season?
Okay.
Why you dey para? They
No,
look
they
like
tell me that one, guys. No, they tell me that one.
Why you dey para? They look
No, they
like
tell me that one.
they look.
First the person
I dey
why you dey
face
look
am. I dey
like face?
face am. I dey face am.
Oh yeah.
No, they
So
tell me
so
that
let's
one.
let's do it like this, right? Because me I know if he come on Odegaard for team.
I know I don't come out the guy.
Okay, so
I go
I
with
think
it.
it has to change.
Because right now Odegaard they are risk.
Yeah. No, I think it has to
No,
change.
what-
See,
want to be honest.
See.
Right.
De
Odegaard is the one at
Bruyne,
risk
De Bruyne,
for Foden's sake.
no, De Bruyne, great passing ability, runs with the ball and all.
I think Rice
The
leaves the
best
team.
playmaker in the league.
I think Rice leaves the team.
No, right.
No,
I don't
Rice
know.
leaves the team. It has to be Rodri.
No, you're right. You're
Odegaard
right. Rice or Odegaard.
Foden.
And Foden in the midfield.
In sharply one throw in.
You want
Throw into Arsenal players.
No, Haaland must be in the
Premier
Haaland
League
must
guys
be
go
there.
scorer. I don't understand.
No, he don't score how many goals in the
I-
season.
I don't see you
What's
as a
the
man that
Premier
is
League
still-
guys go scorer.
I don't see you as a man
We're
that is
picking the
is-
team
is
of the
given to
season.
strong wine.
Wale.
I don't see you as a man
Okay,
that
why
is
you
given
dey
to
pick
strong wine.
Why they pick
I don't know
Saliba
whether you don't hide
and
drink today.
Gabriel?
We're talking.
Wale,
So
Somebody
now-
scores 27 goals
As
in the
in
Premier
this
League.
season,
You say he shouldn't be in the team of
the
the
highest
year.
goal scorer of the
Wale,
season.
Wale.
why have Liverpool not won the league?
Impact.
Is it not that we
Okay,
know
wait. Hold on. Who do you replace Haaland with?
Watkins, Foden, and
But he didn't score as much goals as Haaland.
His impact now. What do you
Which
think?
impact? They be top 4. This one win league.
Person they win league.
Wale,
person-
I've told
person
you,
Wale, I don't
Wale,
tell you
for
Mike
Sunday.
yourself. Mike
Wait,
yourself.
is the top 4 where Watkins help Aston Villa win bigger than winning the league?
No, mind them.
It is to them.
No,
Yes.
to
To
them.
them.
No, to them. We're talking
To
actual,
us, he's not.
actual
To
winning.
us, he's not. To them, he's.
Who you massive fan? I don't massive fan. So let's bring it down a notch, right? And to all the people watching and listening, we like now I fit I break this thing.
Exactly.
You're-
Because
you're-
me, I don't go agree.
You're the only
I
tiebreaker.
mean, I don't agree to. What kind of nonsense talk is that?
Nonsense.
I think that we've gone through goalkeeper.
Yep.
We agree. Pickford.
You get.
Right? That's what we agreed on, P.
Was
Pickford.
It, yeah, Pickford.
Yeah,
Or it
Pickford.
was Martinez. Martinez had more votes.
No,
No,
Pickford.
Pickford
had more
Pickford
votes.
had more votes, right? So Pickford was goalkeeper. Right back, we agreed Ben White, right?
Yes.
Centre back, Gabriel
Saliba,
and Saliba.
straight
Left
up.
back, we agreed that it's Udogi,
It's
right?
Udogi.
Myself and Nini.
Yes.
You know,
This
make the
one
veto
Nuri
on that.
pick out Nuri.
Central midfield position. Declan Rice and Rodri play the same place.
Yes. So,
So,
Rodri
to that
enters
effect, we have to
straight.
pick Rodri.
Rodri.
Don't vex, right? You are a fan.
No,
you are a
I
fantastic
agree.
Signing,
Rodri.
You know,
But
Wale,
Rice,
please
Rice guys
remove this
there.
from our screen, right?
if you go,
Go and
still-
buy
still no day.
Papa
Rice
application.
guys there.
Right.
Now, why the rice? No
Don't
problem.
let them arrest you on the road.
You know,
Because
you know,
still,
you know who knows supposed to there.
So we pick
Now
Rodri,
Odegaard.
right?
Now the guard knows supposed
But I don't
to
talk this nonsense,
But,
please.
but
Let
Odegaard,
him finish.
but I think
Odegaard.
I do think that
Now
Odegaard
Odegaard
has to be in
knows
the team.
something.
Odegaard has
Supposed
to
to
be
be
there. The reason Odegaard has to be there, we're picking a team, my guy.
bro.
Rodri and Rice.
So we're not picking.
are-
we're not going to pick De Bruyne.
You get.
We're
We're
not
not
going to
pick
pick
De
Bruno,
Bruyne.
right? We have to pick Odegaard.
Odegaard
not-
is the only conventional number 10 that we're picking.
Playmaker.
Playmaker. that we pick.
Playmaker.
Rodri and Rice are
Let
too
me go
similar
this
in
far.
their position.
Let me go this far. Let me go this far.
So you don't want
I
to double
think-
fall for information.
No, I
We
know
don't
what
fall
you-
for waiting.
Now 4-3-3 with the play. Yeah?
For-
We are the
Yeah,
ones
no
attacking. What?
wahala, no
what-
wahala.
front
Am I born?
Yeah,
Right.
no wahala, no double fall.
or
don't
Everton?
So
On the front
so Odegaard, Rodri, and
Not to
Foden,
overload your
Okay.
position.
right?
Yeah.
Odegaard, Rodri, Foden.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's our team,
yeah.
right? So that's our midfield.
I think I can have that.
In the attack now, the problem I say when the Wala will start and say Watkins was in the team.
Yeah. No, he
No,
mustn't.
pick your. Me, I think
Me,
that number 9. Nobody
see.
takes it for Haaland. That's number 1.
On the left or right hand
On the
side.
right-hand side-
Right hand side, I pick Cole
Hold
Palmer.
on, hold on.
You know?
How many goals did Watkins score this season?
19.
Yes, 19.
19.
19
how
goals,
many,
11
has
assists.
how many has Haaland scored?
27.
27.
27.
God,
right.
my God.
How many chances did Man City create?
My
If
God.
it concern anybody
Right.
where
For
the
me-
reason I'm
All those
For
ones
me,
don't matter again.
For me,
27 goals,
for
my
me.
God.
eh,
for me, I'll pick Oli Watkins.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
As
Hey,
centre forward, I'll pick Watkins.
fantastic.
Right.
brilliant
Who are
for
you
you.
going with?
I'm picking Haaland.
Who are you going with?
I will shift Watkins to
Who
the
are you
left
going with? Number 9.
and Haaland number 9.
Number 9.
So,
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 moving
so,
on.
so,
Haaland.
so,
Moving
picking
on.
Haaland's number 9.
Yeah.
Yes.
Haaland as well, right?
Yeah, moving
I'll
on.
pick Watkins. Right wing, you know,
Palmer.
Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
Palmer.
Right
Cole
wing,
Palmer.
right.
Yeah, Palmer.
Left wing,
Watkins.
No, not Watkins.
Naim I go picture.
Yeah.
Wasn't you?
Yeah, I think I'll put Watkins there.
Watkins.
I'll put No. I want to put Trossard.
Trust
I
I
want to
know.
put No.
No, trust.
No. How many
Over-
goals
over
has How many
person,
goals
we-
has
we
Trossard
goal will
scored
never
this season?
allow.
How many
12.
goals has Trossard scored?
12.
Every
And the
single
12.
one of those goals,
And
every
the 12
single
could
one
be
of
all
those
winning.
goals are match-winning goals.
Not every single one of
Every
them.
single one of those
Not
goals.
every
Baba.
single one. But
Okay, maybe I exaggerated a little
Baba.
bit. But
At least like 6.
Baba, don't.
No, like
it's
10.
influential.
Baba,
Like
person,
10.
person,
It's
get,
very influential.
More
person
than
get
6.
19 goals,
So-
11 assists.
I do
But
think
19
I do
goals,
think that
Baba.
IBK is right.
Double
Yes.
Yeah.
figure.
What-
double
I
I
figures
think I can
on
have
both.
Watkins.
I
there.
think you
Bro,
push
I think I
Watkins
can have
to
Watkins
the
there.
left,
Watkins.
right?
It will
Because
be
can actually
it will
play
be an
there.
absolute travesty if we don't have Watkins in the team of the
yes.
season.
Watkins on the left.
Because he doesn't just score.
Haaland up top.
He doesn't just score.
4-3-3 will beat everybody.
Right.
He doesn't just score. He's
Yeah,
got assists.
yeah.
And
You know
I've got Anthony.
Our
Anthony got.
midfield might you know all those
I've got
motorway
Anthony
alignment
Gordon on
does
the bench.
You know all those motorway. You know all those sit down man. You know all those motorway alignment does spoil.
I think it
So
has-
they go one side. Our midfield fit they go like that, sha. Because we get 2 left-footed players. But this one no be moto. Now
No. I do
So
think
we're
that
good.
I think that Odegaard and
Odegaard and
Foden can
no,
play
hold on.
fantastic.
Fantastic.
Play
And
with
if,
the-
can.
if Watkins don't tire for here, Foden fit
We're a
come.
little
Two of
light
them go
physically
play
shy
9.
in the middle.
Yes,
So
I think they can play.
We're a little light
they can
physically in
play.
the middle.
I think they can
but
play.
we're not losing when
Notable
it
mentions goes without saying. Declan Rice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Anthony
Declan
Gordon.
Rice,
Anthony
Anthony
Gordon.
Gordon.
I think he's
Isak.
been brilliant.
Anthony
Isak.
Gordon
Yeah,
for
Isak.
what?
Isak.
Anthony Gordon for what?
By
Anthony Gordon had a good season.
For what?
Very good
brilliant,
season.
brilliant season on the
No,
left
no,
hand
no.
side.
Anthony Gordon has had a very good season. He's had a very
Brilliant
good
season.
He has had a good season.
Kobe Mino as well.
Nobody Kobe Mino.
Yeah,
Nicolas
Kobe
Jackson.
Mino. No,
Yeah.
you've got to put Nicolas. See, all this
Jackson doing
nonsense.
what?
But wait,
No.
see all the.
Who mentioned?
See,
Yeah.
Rufai,
You said
you
an
see the
notable
nonsense.
mention.
14
You see
Premier
the-
League goals.
You see the nonsense people talk about, you know?
Let's mention the entire Premier League.
Abiela was injured for the most of the season now.
Let's mention the entire Premier League. Two mentions.
14 Premier League goals, guy. 14. No penalties.
You don't know Michael Keane.
Hey, that's what I'm saying now.
Guys,
Nobody mention-
okay, let's be serious. 14 Premier League goals
Without
not
a single penalty.
Meaning what?
No, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, no, come on.
Solanke.
See,
14 Premier League goals, no penalties.
Guys,
Is
guys,
he more notable than Billings or Solanke?
no.
How many goals did Solanke
on a
score?
serious
We're
note.
talking-
Billings
Gentlemen,
We're
gentlemen,
talking notable mentions. I will mention
gentlemen,
Solanke now.
you guys
gentlemen,
don't
on a
mention
serious
Iberi
note,
Chelsea.
on a very serious note, if a player comes from Spain,
injured for so
guess
long.
what? If a player comes from Spain,
My brother.
the player is 22,
What we saw with our
hasn't
eyes
been in
this
the
season
Premier.
was-
No, hold
With
on.
our eyes.
Hasn't played in the Premier League before and scores
Matter
14
of fact,
goals.
hasn't played anywhere full season before.
Scores 14 goals in the Premier League. Like, how could you be trolling a player
No
like
penalty.
My brother.
That doesn't make-
Nicolas
Jackson.
No,
Yes, we know he has missed a lot.
You
But
can
he has such
make
a very
fun.
good season.
That's not.
Guess what?
He's hard.
You know the
Such a
funny
very
thing.
good
You know the
season.
funny thing.
That's not.
We probably
I'm sorry.
need to dig up this stat. I have a feeling Haaland has missed more chances than that guy.
No, he has. Yes.
I have a feeling
No,
Haaland has missed more
like,
chances,
crazy
good chances
good
than
chances.
that guy.
Yes. He might be.
But the guy is being talked about because he plays in a side that.
No, he plays in a side that's banter material
You know, the
right
funny,
now.
the funny thing is that
is-
Chelsea don't create that much. They score goals, but they don't create that much.
Nicolas Jackson.
The few chances Chelsea create and Jackson has missed looks very. It's
Jackson
good.
has had a
You
very
can
good
blow it
season.
out of proportion, but
He
the
has had a
season
very good
the lad
season.
has had,
There
you
are-
have
there
to
are-
give him
there are few
credit.
players I have watched in front of goal.
Wait.
Right. There are few
Wait,
players
wait,
I
can
have
I
watched
ask a
in front of
question?
goal.
Me,
Can I
I
ask a
get
question?
Jesus.
Right.
you
Can
know.
I ask a question?
I have Jesus. He hasn't scored 9 Premier League
Bro,
goals.
can
I ask a
Jesus
question?
doesn't get into goal scoring chances. That's the
Can I
problem.
ask a question?
Yes.
Why are we have given Cole Palmer this level of what we have given him, right? Because of the number of goals he has
Goals.
scored. Yes or no?
Take the
Yeah.
penalties out of it. Jackson has scored more goals.
That's one. Two. No, that's one. Two.
You see, that's
is
our
that,
stats.
wait now.
Jackson.
No, I am arriving somewhere.
Do you know if Jackson has
Where am I arriving
taken
at?
a few
cannot
penalties?
score-
Jackson
he cannot score
Jackson will be.
penalties.
How
Someone
do you
that
know?
someone that you give opponent, you won't score.
Where
How
I'm
do you
arriving
know?
is that we have given Palmer this much of the accolades, team of the season appearance, player, because of the number of goals he has scored.
No.
Fact.
No,
Yes.
No.
But that's it. That's what it is.
It's not
Yeah,
the
I
goals.
think
because of
It's
number
not
of
the
goals.
It's not- it's not the goals.
It is
not
the goals.
Based
When
on
I
the
watch
goal,
Palmer play,
Because person will say,
When I
"Oh,
watch
Caicedo's
Palmer
had
play-
Caicedo waste of money." I said, "Are you watching the same match that I'm watching?"
when I watch Palmer play, right, I see a kid, right, who is very, very influential.
Yeah.
You get.
He
He's
gets on the ball.
Gets on the ball, demands
I just-
it,
yeah.
passes, gives goals,
I dey wait for
personality.
flop of the
You understand?
season. Now, man, you players-
Nicolas Jackson. When I watch him play,
Let me
I'm-
tell you something.
I'm
I think I should put it in perspective.
Hold on.
I think I should put it
did
in
you watch the
perspective.
FA
Wait,
Cup?
bros, wait.
Wait, did you watch the FA Cup semi-final?
Brother.
Did you watch the FA Cup semi-final? Man City Chelsea.
I watch it.
Do you know Jackson was one of the best players on the pitch on that day? He
See,
didn't score,
Bro, switch.
but Jackson took the ball. You know, and a kid,
See, let me tell you guys
22
something.
years,
Let
takes
me tell
the
you guys
ball,
something.
drives at Man City defense. He was taking Walker on a foot race. Not many wingers try it in the Premier League.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you guys
that match
something.
that Man City played.
The last time a Chelsea striker, the last time,
I know was running my.
the last time a Chelsea
And how
striker,
many people?
bros,
That's what
scored
I
12
I know
Premier
it's
League
how
goals.
many. I said how many
the
people?
last time a Chelsea number 9 got double-digit goals in the Premier
That's
League.
Chelsea's number 9.
No, that's why we're telling you that
It's like
the boy has had a good season.
in the land
We're
of,
saying
in the land
no.
of the blind.
We're not
The one man
comparing
eye
him.
is king.
We're not comparing him to other players from other teams. We're saying
but
the boy has had a very good
I'm
season.
not
We're
saying
he has
Jackson
not.
is.
I beg,
I'm
we
not
move
saying.
on, I beg,
I'm
we
not
move
saying
on.
Jackson is
Let's
world
move
class,
on.
but
Jimmy, I'm not taking
Jackson has scored
mentions.
14 goals. He probably scores.
Let's
He
move
probably
on.
scores.
That's where you mentioned Jackson.
No, that's not
Oh,
true.
do flop. I mean, Man U
We do.
players
I
dey-
would not tolerate
Amrabat.
it.
Okay, wait. If I'm mentioning Jackson flop of the season, does Rasmus Holland go into flop of the season?
No chance.
I don't have a problem with
Fantastic.
it. This is not
No,
a-
he doesn't.
No, fantastic.
When you-
Rasmus
when-
Holland
when-
goes
when-
into
How many goals has
Listen,
Holland scored in the Premier League?
Nine.
No, I asked a question.
Nobody's
Listen.
talking about him being flop.
Nobody.
Where you
And
miss-
it should be
But
like
Jackson
that.
has scored 14 and is a flop. Come on.
where you miss it.
Give me a
Where-
break,
where you miss
son.
it. This is not a.
Give me a.
I'm
give me-
saying you should not
give
be
me a break,
Are you
son.
kidding me?
You mentioned
It shouldn't be mentioned. 14 Premier
We are
League
moving
goals.
on. We are moving-
Let's
we're
move
not
on.
flops.
14 Premier League goals.
Let's do flops,
Flop
right?
of the season, Amrabat.
We are not- is it the team
Flop of the season.
No, we're
Amrabat
talking
is a lone player.
It's
So
mentioned.
I-
That one no, because they're not alone. No.
I think when you say
Now Amrabat,
when
abeg.
you
Una
say
the
flop,
wine,
Person
una
with
the
a
wine
sign.
federal government.
Person they
when you say
sign.
flop will Rashford will flop of the season.
No, person with them sign. now.
Baba, now
No
Amrabat,
sign.
abeg.
You know,
Person with them
Amrabat.
sign.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's on the list.
flop?
yeah,
Are you
flop.
kidding? Are you kidding?
No,
It's
no.
flop.
Very poor.
He's been flop.
Yes,
And I know
the guy.
I know the player.
You know,
I know the player.
He said something.
He started the season
He
well.
said something. I don't know you to be given to heavy drinking, but I think it's evidence of
Can't be
evidence of
Szoboszlai.
Yeah, I don't know
heavy-
you to
He
be.
can never be
Evidence of
Szoboszlai,
heavy
can
drinking.
never.
Szoboszlai is on the list.
Where Amrabat
Yeah.
did there?
What are you talking-
Amrabat.
what are you
I'm not
talking
saying
about?
it's the actual.
Amrabat, na him be the.
Yeah, but he's on the list.
Amrabat was injured.
Amrabat
So,
has not played games.
Amrabat has not played game. The manager has not
Szoboszlai
trusted
is on
him.
the-
The manager
Szoboszlai
has
is
not
very
trusted
close
him,
to top
and
two,
it's
top
been
three.
an
No, I don't agree
absolute.
with that.
No,
It's
no.
it's criminality
He can't be
that the
Szoboszlai.
manager
I
doesn't think the player is good enough to play.
When you speak about flops,
Yeah.
I think that you have to mention people like Caicedo.
No,
In
not
terms of-
Caicedo. I can
Hold on.
mention
Enzo.
I can mention Enzo.
no.
United talks say signing now.
No, he said signing, right?
Okay.
I think flop of the season is Rashford, right? In terms of like everything,
Yeah.
I think Rashford is flop of
Shocker.
the season.
Absolute
He's
shocker.
the biggest appointment of.
What
I haven't
about
seen-
Nana?
You know, I think
No,
Onana has been
come on,
fair,
come on,
right?
come on.
That's why I can't
He-
agree that Szoboszlai. I watched Szoboszlai play. Szoboszlai has been good.
He's not been
He's
good.
not being good.
He's not been good.
Szoboszlai
He's
had
not
an
been good.
injury.
He's not been
right,
good.
That took him out and he
For
couldn't carry
a
the form.
for
he
a
never
player
got the flop now.
for a player of his ability, and
So-
myself and Rufai, I followed Szoboszlai when he was at Red Bull Salzburg.
yeah.
Salzburg,
So-
and I know he's a special
what this guy
player.
can do.
A
Szoboszlai
special
and
player.
Caicedo. So
Caicedo has had a better
Caicedo has
season.
had
See,
Caicedo has had a very good
You
season.
see,
I'm sorry.
See,
All the Chelsea guys had very good
Rufai,
season.
you see,
Who else has had a good
this
season
talk I was
Chelsea?
talking about Declan Rice that you people were shouting. You see, £100 million. Once a player is signed for that
brother,
amount of money, people
Caicedo-
expect you to have so number of assists, or you should be hitting shots on target. You should score.
I don't think.
You know what? Let's dumb it
Caicedo
down.
has
Let's
not
dumb
made
it down.
it
Let's dumb
to
it down.
the
Let's
price
dumb it down.
tag,
Caicedo
but
has not had.
it's not a flop
Like
of the season.
Caicedo, okay.
He
Caicedo
didn't
has
make
not had
the
a
price
good
tag,
Yeah, of
season,
course.
but
He's
there's
not.
no
He's
way
not had a
Caicedo
great
is a flop of
season.
the season.
He's not had a great
He
season.
can't be.
There is no
It
way.
has to be
What
one
I'm
of
trying
Man
to
United players.
That
One
Caicedo
of Man
has had a
United
very
players.
good
Me,
season.
I think in my team, he
Jackson,
has had a very good
very
season.
good season.
It has to
Yes,
be one of them.
Cucurella, very good
No,
season.
no, hold on.
Disasi,
You know
very
the funny
good season.
Rufai, you know what I found out recently?
Chelsea win league. You know what I don't know about? Like,
No,
what's
hold
happening here?
on. You know what I found out recently? That
If
the
Szoboszlai having a bad season,
the
and
combination
Caicedo having a
with
very good
Enzo,
season, it doesn't add up.
hold on.
Someone is
The
hiding
combina-
somewhere. Senior man, wait, someone is
You
hiding
know they
somewhere.
pin my hand. I don't talk to you. No, go try this nonsense again.
Rhyme, Sterling.
VAR, please.
Now you talk signing.
Hold
Hold on,
It's
hold
not
on,
signing.
hold
Signing.
on. You know what I
Pick
realized?
a side.
You know what I realized? I realized that this combination, the partnership between Enzo and Caicedo hasn't worked and will never work.
I disagree.
No, it will never work.
nonsense.
You know why I know it will
Nonsense.
never work?
See how?
Because you know why I know it will never work?
See how they play well now.
Chelsea have played, and the games I've watched Caicedo play with other people in that middle. Chelsea significantly play better without Enzo. That's why I think Enzo is a flop.
That's a narrative that I don't think you fall into.
You know-
But it's unfortunate.
you
But
know,
let me not
I
counter
don't-
that.
I
Let
see
me not
Enzo-
counter that. The reason Chelsea is playing well now is not because a certain player is not playing. It's because the players on the field now have improved, including all of them across board. That's why they are playing well now.
Enzo,
Not because one player is not
Enzo
playing.
has been shocking.
I'm not saying
It's
Enzo
been
has had a
shocking.
good
Yeah.
bro.
It's not.
Bro.
It's not having a good season and being
What
shocking
you
is
have
not
said,
the same.
what you have said is
He has
that
been
what
shocking.
you have said is that
Absolutely
the
shocking.
what you have said is different.
If I don't
Bro,
agree, say
pick
He's
one side.
absolutely
What-
shocking.
what-
It is not when I've countered what you are saying that
It's
you now go
shocking.
another door. What you have said is different from this one. What you have said is
Shocking.
Enzo has not played his why Caicedo has played. Chelsea are playing
He's
better.
been
That's
shocking.
shocking. It's different
it's
from
bad.
Enzo has had
even
a
in
bad
games,
season.
even in games where you feel, oh, Chelsea have not been great, Enzo just goes into hiding.
My
For
point-
for a player of his
I
ability.
don't have a problem with that.
My-
For a
And
player
you
of
are
his
going to say it's
ability.
narrative.
So-
But he's been playing with an injury with injections for 8 months. But I don't have a problem
no.
with that.
I
But
didn't
the
know- I
point
didn't-
I am making
I didn't
now,
know that. I didn't
the
know that
simple
because
point I am making,
that could be
all
bro,
that
that
will
could
be
be down
simple
to
point
it.
I am
That could
making
be
is,
down to it.
Ross, the simple point I'm making is your point is
Guy, footballers of now, they are so
because
lazy
he's
that
not playing is
any
why they are
sports thing they
playing
go
well.
talk say,
That's why I don't agree
injury
with
dey
it.
body.
And
That's what you said.
So my
You can't tell me because because one player is not playing is why the team is not playing well.
So my thing
That's
with,
why I disagree
so,
with.
So
Baba,
my
they-
thing with Enzo is this, right?
Ah, God.
I haven't watched I watched Chelsea. I watched Chelsea's high profile games, right? Which is where they've had their best games. You know, when
Yeah.
play the big boys,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
That's when
true.
they raise their level,
True.
right? Which is where the point in the mix, is sort of important. I think that when you play a Class A team that is not on your level, it's easier to show how good you are.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? When I watch Enzo play, I see a good player, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You know when you
No,
walk,
he's got ability. He's Argentine.
However,
Argentine, he's got ability.
My thing with Enzo is, and it's the same thing I said with Pogba. What is the thing he is best at?
Yeah. You've got to define those
You understand?
things. You've
What
got
is
to
my
define.
own?
Simple.
So I watch Palmer.
You
I can
cannot
tell
tell
that.
us.
I can tell that this is an inside forward that is very good with arriving and scoring
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah,
Do you understand?
Good
Right?
in tight
If I,
spaces too.
if I watch Odegaard, I can tell that this is one of the best eye of the needle passers in the world.
If
Do you
truly
understand?
you have watched Enzo, you know what Enzo is good at.
No.
But that's aside.
Tell
But
us.
that's aside.
Tell
Okay,
us.
what's he good at?
The simple point I'm telling you.
What is he good
I'll
at?
come there. I'll come there. The simple point I'm telling you, it doesn't make sense to me that you are saying because one player is not playing, that's why the team.
I
is playing
never
well.
said
That-
so.
But that's what you
I
said.
said-
Bro. That's why I disagree
No,
with.
but I don't like it. So I will say,
You said-
I will
you
say
said-
what
you
I
said
said.
Chelsea
No,
are
it's
playing
individual.
way better
Better.
since they are not pairing Enzo and Caicedo.
That's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
but
watching.
it's not tantamount to
I'm
Enzo's
watching.
the reason that Chelsea
I'm not
are-
saying
No.
Enzo is the reason.
You said
I'm
Chelsea
saying
are playing
Chelsea
better
are playing
since they
better
stopped
without
pairing
him.
Yeah.
It's not.
Eh,
It's
no,
not.
but that's what you
no,
said
no,
now.
It is not
They
a
are
bad
playing
pairing.
better
I'm
without
not
him.
saying he's
You
the
don't-
reason
let's
why
not-
they don't
let's not-
play
let's
well.
not be-
You
let's not-
said they are playing better without him.
Hold on.
Wait,
Hold on. Let's not be the reason IELTS, is popular in Nigeria. And he said Enzo and Caicedo playing together, right?
Is he
It's
playing
not,
that
it's not a
is
partnership
poor, not the
that
team.
works.
It's the
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. You have said
No, he said again on top that one. He said that he has agreed to it now. He said Chelsea are playing better without him. That's what he said.
without
No,
Enzo.
without the pairing.
Without the
Without
pairing,
the
right?
pairing. No,
So
not-
he said. So he
not-
said.
not-
What he has said is.
You don't
It's
understand.
either
Talk,
you-
don't
it's
agree,
either you
saying
play- No,
talk.
relax. It's either you play Enzo
Or
or
you play
Caicedo.
Caicedo differently.
That's what I understand.
The person wey talk am
No,
don
yeah,
agree
no,
say
man, talk,
him
talk.
talk say
Talk with you.
Okay.
talk.
Okay.
it's simple. That's
Okay.
the only thing I
They don't
disagree with.
ask
What is Enzo?
Now,
Enzo
if you
good at?
Enzo good at?
before Enzo came to Chelsea, if you watch Enzo at Benfica, Enzo plays in a double pivot
Yeah.
with a guy that's the DM,
Sending
the
diagonal
bigger guy.
passes.
The only thing Enzo does is passes.
Yeah, passes. Yeah.
That's the only
yeah.
thing he does. If you
How
say
many
you are
assists?
not
How
saying-
many assists
if
has
you
he
don't-
had this season?
Last as useless as Chelsea was last season, if you remember, if you go and watch
Last
the,
season, I
the
mean.
best midfielder Chelsea had, creators in the team was only Enzo. Palmer came and became that, and in fact, if you watch the first game of the season before his injury situation, Enzo was one of our best players against Liverpool first game of the season.
I remember.
No,
Before
wow.
his injury situation started.
What-
Enzo-
But all of that,
Can
my
we-
own is simple.
We're
Baba,
putting
make
it
I
down.
finish wetin I dey talk now.
No, man.
Oh, yeah.
My own
They
is
still
simple.
get
Land down.
emotional.
I have
You don't
not
dey
said-
vex
I have
already.
not
Land
said-
down. Land
I have
down.
not said Enzo has had the
Epic.
best season.
Land
My
down.
own is that what you have said, the reason Chelsea are playing better is because they are playing without him. I don't agree with it. It doesn't make sense to me.
It's the pairing, not
So okay. So
him.
so
You don't
so
get
this was
to
gonna happen. This was
fight.
gonna happen.
Now the
When
pairing.
Enzo come
He's
back?
saying
When
that
Enzo come back? We'll revisit this conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
However you want to do it, I don't care.
No, that's
He
not.
said he's been injured
When-
for 8 months.
He said he was taking injection for 8 months.
8 months.
you go wait.
Fuel waste cast for Nigeria. Now me.
I go
Fuel
wait.
waste cast for Nigeria. I share I complain to anybody. Say
I go wait.
We go wait.
oh wait.
That injury no go do him forever.
Of course now.
He will be healed in
Shebi,
Jesus. In Jesus'
We all
name.
we lay a hand on Enzo.
The balm of Gilead will visit him and will restore him to his original setting.
No be me.
And we will see him next
Oh,
season.
footballers, eh.
Let's share the grace in this competition.
No be me that they pay him salary. We see the way
man.
they play before he get injury.
Because-
Because he like
so-
make him play well when he come back.
So I mean that's it. Let's wrap it up there, right? And hopefully Enzo comes back with a bang, so that
I hope so because I like him. I think
Me, I
from
don't like him.
Argentina.
Yeah, I
I
love
want
him.
I want
I
to
love
play
him.
the money that
He
I
concern
like
you.
him. I like him. I like Argentine players.
Say you
I
don't
like
even win
him.
World Cup for us. I
The
love
World
him.
Cup winner.
Who
I
be
love
the
him.
us?
He helped
Eh?
my boy Messi to
be
do
the
it,
us?
so I celebrate him.
God, this is shameless.
But just
Country
if I
never reach
make-
semi-final,
ask
you say
you,
he win it for
Ma-
us.
McAllister Enzo, who is the better player?
No. I think if you see what they've done this season, I think McAllister is a better
Not
player.
even this season.
No, McAllister is a very
No,
good
I think
player.
he's a better player.
Because you have to
McAllister
also
is a
consider
better
the fact that
player.
McAllister is a more what's the word now? Is a guy that has done it.
Yeah, he's been
he's
there.
a more mature guy. He's been there.
And McAllister is a you talked about ball
He's
secure.
a more rounded.
Yes.
Ball secure.
Yeah,
You know, with the
sensible
ball at his feet, he
Sensible
he
player.
he
I
knows
think Liverpool has
he
played him in a
understands
place where he was.
he understands positioning. He understands when I get on the ball what I
that's a
need
notable
to
mention.
what I need to do on the
waiting
ball
they try
in
to-
the spaces and he's
I'm
a
serious.
brilliant
That's
he's a brilliant footballer.
I said notable mention.
If you say McAllister is a notable mention, but
Yeah.
No, We have done team of the season. It don't end.
Just like
Wetin be notable mention for team of the season?
Is
You
it
just
this one?
come with.
no, I'm just saying like
You actually need to
there are
get a
players
mic.
that
You need to
deserve
get a
like
mic.
mention in terms of
I
like
get that. What is
McAllister has
notable
been,
mention for the
like-
team of the season? What does that mean?
I watch him and I just thought, this
You
is
know
a
when they
player,
say
and
notable
this-
mention,
I
you
think-
know
I think
you
it's
know
bagging
Wale
of
they
season.
find. Wale they find. Put up for bench. Put up for bench.
Oh, now what you dey talk?
If-
That for what?
if-
No, we're just saying
if
we're
he-
done
if-
team of the
if he-
season.
if he
There
come
are
on in
other
the middle of
players
the-
that say,
supposed
oh,
to be
notable
there.
mention that had
That
good
could
seasons.
make it.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
But
too.
but on the
But
real,
guess
on the
what?
real,
This same McAllister that I mentioned, the start is there. He has lost the ball for a lot of times that has come to goals. Exactly. So it doesn't take away from how good he
And
is.
I don't think that's where he was playing at Brighton.
again,
No, it wasn't- it wasn't.
again,
That's why I said
that's
He wasn't playing
so
at
that's-
that position.
That was
Yes.
No, he's not the one. They
was
played him in a
Caicedo's
position
book.
that exposed him at Liverpool.
Yeah, man,
Of
you're
course,
playing in
he
a
wasn't
deeper
exposed now.
position. You
He
can't.
exposed at Liverpool.
You
No,
can't.
I
But
think
he doesn't
He
change
plays in
how
a
good
deeper
he is.
position.
But he
He's been very
doesn't
good.
change
Doesn't change
how
how
good a player
player
he
he
is.
is, of
He's
course.
been very good.
You don't change
Even
player good.
despite the change,
But
he's been
if
very
you
good.
continue
He's
for
been
a long
very
time,
good.
we will change it.
No, Liverpool
No,
needs to go.
I'm serious. No. Because it can't be,
He
no.
will become terrible.
Yeah, of course.
He can't. He
Liverpool-
can't.
Of
He
course.
can't.
Liverpool
if
need to go
Kobe
and get.
continues in this United team
Yeah,
under this manager,
No, you
soon
can't.
you won't speak about him again.
Of course.
Like Rashford.
You know.
You better go and get a DM.
Go and get a DM.
Liverpool,
see
Liverpool should go and get Onana at Everton.
I see Marshall. They wear
That
cap.
Onana guy.
Yeah,
That
cap.
one
Big-
too like to go from. It's not
Big,
like a
tall
DM.
lad. You know.
I know. I think Liverpool get a guy like I don't know if Bissouma is disciplined enough.
Bissouma is not.
Bissouma
is not.
Or
Bissouma
you
is-
pay the money and get João Palinia. He will get a few yellow
Yes,
cards.
Bissouma,
but-
you don't watch.
João
Busquets
Palinia.
video.
I think Bissouma is one of the best players.
Who?
In terms of talent, like DM talent,
Yeah.
there are not many players pound for pound as good as Bissouma. Talent-wise.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's not consistent.
If Pauline had
He's
played
not-
for
he's not
Liverpool,
consistent.
if Pauline had played for Liverpool, he'll be taking red cards every two.
Yeah, of course.
every
No,
two
he will
weeks.
take a lot of yellow cards, but
No,
because
he's
it's very
taking
intense.
a lot of red cards.
Yeah, intensity is great. I like him.
Except him can't relax.
He scares the life out of
But the guy
midfield
they
play.
flying to tackle.
If,
No.
But that now,
You see-
what
you see-
is that not what is that not what this
agree.
Brazilian was doing at Liverpool? What's his name? Fabinho. Fabinho was doing that. Was flying.
Fabio was,
I know.
Fabio was not flying. Bro,
Notable
Pauline-
mentions. This guy for this former Man U player for Fulham. What's him that guy name? That midfielder.
Perez is playing well for
That
Perez
guy-
for a while.
Guy,
Brazil-
Playing well for a while.
Yeah,
Brazil
they
have
do
taken
so.
him to the World Cup,
Forget,
to the Copa
bro.
America. Brazil have taken him to
guy-
the Copa America.
No, I can excuse you because you don't watch Premier League like
But
that.
he said-
But who know they watch Premier League?
No. He hasn't played well for a
Baba,
while.
What do they watch?
I they run
NL
FPL if you don't know. I they watch the guy
NL.
well. They whine me.
Perez hasn't played well
Start
for a
stay there.
while.
He's been playing
Playing
well.
well for a while. It's not even this season. I'm playing well for a while.
But I like that boy.
You know.
Omo,
I
that
like
boy
him.
is
I
good.
like
He's a
him.
good
He's
player.
not a Man
Na Man
United
be the
player.
That's the thing.
If you go to Man
Man
U,
U
you
is
go
the
and blame
problem, bro.
nonsense.
Nobody na
So-
Man United player.
so-
Nobody.
So
Nobody Man United player. Nobody.
they have Bruno take back.
But Garnacho
Eh?
is playing well.
Garnacho is
All
playing well.
this is how you play ball. Is how you play ball. All this is-
Garnacho is playing well.
Garnacho is playing well.
I was hearing the
Senior
thing.
man,
Man
give am
U want to
next
sell
season.
Bruno. I said, God, please let them sell Bruno. If Man U don't finish 12th next season,
I think
Arsenal should test their resolve. That's the kind of
honestly,
player you should be getting.
honestly,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
and
Bruno and Son.
go
That's
and
the kind of player you want to be
go and
getting.
Make
put
it that
money
phone.
on. Go and
All
put
these other
money.
people are twerking
Go
with
and-
Martinelli. I love Martinelli.
But
He's
the
a
Ghana-
fantastic player.
no, man.
But you should go and try and get Son.
I think-
Go and test them.
Tottenham will sell.
I know, just test them. I know they will sell to
They
you.
will
And
sell.
it seems Zaha might be available as well.
If somebody puts in a
Don't
good
get
bid for
you for
Martinelli,
Ghana.
they can get him. I think if somebody puts a good bid for Martinelli, they can get him.
But that's not. Who now
If I'm United, I'll buy Martinelli immediately.
You will not buy him.
Baba, there's a problem with
Martinelli has been
United.
given
Nobody
a long.
is not be the player.
Do you know
And then
that?
you go go
See,
United, you go
Saliba,
become 100 meters.
Saka, Odegaard,
Okay, Limpopo.
Gabriel,
Is it not
all
Liverpool?
those young boys in my team, they are tied to 4-year contracts. You know, Arsenal don't want to hear they shoot bird, mama fly.
It doesn't mean they can't leave. Now.
They can't. They
Hey,
will
but-
not
but
leave.
for a fantastic price. now.
I am telling you,
But you know you might never win the title with those boys.
we will win the title with those boys.
Baba, if Madrid come for Saka,
Don't worry.
tell me say you no go
I
come out.
know. I just say you know
Madrid
you
will
might.
not come for Saka. They have Mbappe. They have Rodrigo. They
Well,
have.
Madrid no fit come for Limpopo. Saka na. Is there any if match don't add like this, he go limp come out.
That's actually Rashford.
Baba na
Una dey
Saka all
talk
the
nonsense.
games.
Una dey talk nonsense.
That really Popo. Oh my
Una
god.
dey talk
That's
nonsense.
Oh
Rashford.
my god.
That una dey talk
See,
nonsense.
that last game I for put money.
What's be that Nigeria Rashford? What's be that boy
He go
name?
injure come out.
They
Guy, I
tackle the
swear.
guy now.
I for do am
Do you
put
know
money.
Saka is the most foul player in the Premier League?
Senior man, that one no concern me.
They kick Saka. They kick Saka like you wanna. Who be Saka? Saka Ronaldinho.
This slander on Saka is very funny because
It's very funny.
I think it's a way to.
What's Saka Liverpool? I would never.
I think it's a way to diminish the boy's talent. You get?
Bro,
But somebody has been playing consistent. You know how many games Saka has played consistently
you know another thing
for Arsenal since
bros.
2021.
I'm sure he has done at least 200 appearances.
You know another thing.
At some point,
You know
left
that's why.
back, at
That's
some point left wing. At some
Saka,
point right
Saka's
wing.
been playing. Since he started playing in the first team regularly on that right wing, Saka's played consistent. Saka, anytime Saka doesn't play, he's injured.
You know that's
Saka
another
plays.
reason
He
why I
doesn't
think
get
you guys might
rested.
not
He
win.
doesn't get taken off
You
in
guys
games.
might not win this
He
league.
plays 90 minutes. That's why everybody's saying, go and get a backup for Saka.
You
Go and
guys
get
might
a
not win
backup for
this league.
Saka. Saka cannot
It was
play.
It was one of the things I wanted to speak about.
Saka
but
cannot play every game.
We're totally out of time. And
You say he call Limpopo.
Backup for Saka.
Abike, please don't try
gone
it again.
Some might
go
be
and get Diallo.
some will be available next season. I
No.
don't know.
Who be Diallo?
Amad Diallo.
Don't be only Diallo. You don't know why Clem
Go
Diallo.
and get
Senior man.
go and get Diallo.
Senior man, Greenwood
don't
dey
know
there.
why Clem.
Man, you don't talk say they go listen to any of our.
You know,
Greenwood dey there.
Go and get Diallo.
Oh, Greenwood.
I know who you can
Wanna
get,
buy am, oh.
and I won't have a problem. Go and get me young Simon Adingra. They are Ivorian. They are destroyed the Super
Just
Eagles.
leave that boy to be
The issue
where
with
he
that
is.
boy.
No,
yesterday,
please get me
you
young
see their
Simon
game.
Adingra, or you
The
get
boy
me
no dey-
you get me the brilliant Japanese Cairo Mitoma.
Mitoma is going to Man U. That
Or
was-
Ansu Fati.
Why?
I don't understand.
Cairo
He
Mitoma.
said Mitoma is
You
going
go call
to
him
Man
Ansu
U.
Fati.
Mitoma is going to Man
Look
U.
at this refrain.
There's
He
an-
said
there's
Mitoma.
there's a long line of Asian heritage.
Ah,
They play.
United.
they don't find them out. The dribble no they
You
work.
go-
Don't worry,
you
it's
go
good.
call him Ansu Fati.
Eh?
Ansu Fati.
Don't be only
I'm
Asu.
talking
Don't be
about
only Asu Fati.
you don't know young Simon
They say
Adingra.
Fati that time. Say that Lionel Messi.
100 million pounds
Now so they ask him.
injuries.
Now so they ask Xavi
Nah,
about.
injuries.
Now so they ask
He's had a
Xavi.
lot of injuries.
Yeah,
My
injuries.
brother.
He's had a
he
lot
was
of
he was
injuries.
never that good.
But he
No,
said
no, it's not true.
it
It's
was-
not true.
it
Don't
was-
say that.
it was-
Don't
Ansu
say
Fati
that.
was very good.
Ansu Fati was very
Okay,
good.
who
See,
was
see,
just
players.
But they don't to play. Those boys.
Players
don't
get
play
very
20
unlucky.
games.
What
You know,
was good at Vinicius?
At that small age, play.
No, Ansu Fati was
good
very
at
good.
Vinicius.
He was very good.
Was good at Vinicius.
What's the meaning of that?
No, wait. Yes, he was.
Somebody
Yeah,
need
he
to
was
be-
good at. No. He was good at Vinicius.
No, it wasn't.
No.
He said-
You have to remember now when
He said somebody was
Vinicius.
very good. He was
Now when
good at
Vinicius
when he
don't come
comes
become
and
this
condemn
Vinicius.
Relax.
When Vinicius first come, we shall see him.
Was that good at Rodrigo?
What does it mean?
But you know they will tell you
Relax,
that.
I don't-
What does that mean? What's the
No,
meaning
no,
of
no.
was he as good as
Ansu Fati
Rodrigo?
was as good as those guys.
Person
At
they
their
play
age,
ball. They-
When
Growth
Ansu
was
Fati
serious.
came out that
at
time,
his age, the
His
boy
growth
was breezing
He
through.
was winning games for
and
Barca.
scoring
He was winning
goals.
games
So
That
for
time
you
Barca.
say
when
was
first
he
come
as
So
out.
basically, Man Fati was Mbappe type of talent.
How
Yes,
did you
something
go-
like
how
that,
did you
something
go
like
from
that.
Vinicius-
Can we
how did
off
you
the
go from
camera?
Vinicius
Baba,
Rodrigo to
Pes-
Mbappe?
Can we off the
Person
camera?
collect
please?
Messi jersey.
You be
It
don't
say
start to
easy.
the Messian.
Person collect Messi jersey. It say easy.
You don't start
That's
to
what
the
they say.
Messian. He say,
What's about Tello for back?
Christian Tello.
They don't get many people who want
They
to
say
take
Tello.
am
They
from
say
Messi.
Tello.
Yeah,
One time now,
Isaac
now
Cuenca.
Bojan.
You remember Isaac
Yeah.
Cuenca?
One time
Bojan.
now, Kwek,
Isaac
They
Cuenca.
say
Cuenca.
Pui.
Tello, Pui.
no,
All of them.
there's one boy.
Next
There's
in
one.
line.
That one came to the Premier League. Well, he was very good. Like
That
this.
be Bojan now.
Delefeu.
Telephone
They say
na baller. Eh, telephone na
Bola,
baller.
Delefeu
He just be
was.
saying baller get left, but telephone na baller.
Delefeu and Bola.
Telefo is not better than Eberechi.
But not of this thing. Delefeu was
I
good.
can agree.
Eberechi
But
is
telephone was he was
Delefeu
very
was
good.
He's as
brilliant
fast as good as
footballer.
Eberechi.
Eh?
As fast as good as
Bro,
Eberechi.
Ansu Fati was the generational talent. Too. He was the generational talent too.
As fast is not better than Harvey Elliott. I'm telling you.
No,
Baba, you don't know Ansu.
Wale, I
Person
say
with
we don't talk
international
to me
team.
off camera. You be don't
I'm
start to
telling
the
you.
Messian.
As
No.
Fati. Okay, wait, relax. This is how we take end up. Is Fati as good as Yamin Lamar?
bro. When
Yes.
Ansu,
Yes,
when
when
Ansu
when
Fati
when
came
when
out,
Ansu
better, it was
Fati came
better.
out, it
when
was
Ansu
better.
Fati came
I
out,
make bold
Lam-
to say here
Lami Yamal is
that
brilliant.
Lamine Yamal is the best player Barca have gotten since.
Make injury knock him.
Hold on.
Make injury knock him for 8 months.
Since
Let's
Gavi
come
and
back and
Pedri.
talk this thing.
And
That's the
team.
best player that Barca have gotten.
I listened to.
Are
I
you kidding?
think it was Coach Shelney or
Shady, why me?
one player that had a long injury. Players don't remain
Ansu
the
Fati.
same.
they don't remain the same. Oh.
Players don't remain the same when they have ACL.
That kind
If you
of
have-
injury.
If you have ACL 1-2 times,
guys.
First of all,
players don't remain the same.
Before you overcome
Zaniolo,
the fear
God.
first
Okay,
for your own
relax.
mind.
Zaniolo was
I don't-
everything.
I don't remember one player.
Baba
I saw
Diaz
they
from
say
Villa
they say Pato. They say Pato now the next
Well,
Danilo.
Alexander Palto was
And there was
generational
another
talent.
Or should I tell you the truth?
He was generational talent.
No, man,
He
if
was not.
Lifestyle. Lifestyle affects this play. Paul Scholes and not Paul Scholes, Rooney and Roy Keane were in the Sky Sports studio, and they were talking about I think they were doing the Man United Arsenal game, And Keane was I think it was Keane or Rooney was talking about that the spate of injuries at Man United, that someone needs to investigate it. That is, that players do not just get injured like that. That there has to be something they are doing, lifestyle of the pitch and all that. If you're having injuries all the time, then
they need to check their lifestyle.
You know, they need to check what you are doing.
Or change your manager.
You know, they need to check what you are doing. So all those Pato was a generational talent. The kind of talent he had. He could have been in Ronaldinho or Kaka. He could have been.
Pato was a generational talent.
He was.
Pato
finishing.
But those boys.
Wait, so if Pato was generational talent, what was Robinho?
Robinho was generational talent. Do you think Robinho reached the height? Do you think Robinho reached the height? Do you think?
But you know that. You know that Vinicius is not as good as Robinho.
Of course.
He's not.
But
he's not half as good as Robinho.
But guess what? Vinicius will achieve more.
Is Neymar as good as Robinho?
Eh?
Yes, Neymar is.
Neymar is good.
No,
as
I
Robinho.
actually think it's a bit of a disrespect to Neymar in a way.
But Neymar was.
It's a bit of disrespect to
Neymar.
Neymar. To compare to Robinho. If you compare the raw talent, talent, I can get it. But what they've done in the game is a bit of disrespect.
Robinho was a brilliant footballer. You know, life.
He got beat 7-2 at this season. What did he do in the game?
He was injured. He didn't play now. He was injured now. That's why they lost the game.
That's why they lost. That's why they lost. They cried.
A certain Thiago Silva was nothing. And they're banning him up now.
It was the talisman now.
I was in Brazil for the World Cup.
Oh, I celebrate you.
I was in Sao Paulo, bro. If you didn't know, if you were under the rock and you just came out and you entered Sao Paulo, you would think that Neymar was the president of Brazil.
Yes, now.
I am not joking.
Neymar
was a god.
Yeah.
At that World Cup.
You have to respect Neymar.
The hotel we stayed in Sao Paulo, the hotel manager, I was talking to him, he could speak English, and the guy told me, he said that the only way they will not win this World Cup is if Neymar is injured. That's what he told me. That there is no way anybody can beat Brazil in this tournament. Neymar got injured against Brazil and against Germany, and Germany beat them.
Neymar is not that good, please.
Stop it. Stop it, though.
Neymar
is not good. Neymar was monstrous.
After Messi and Ronaldo, in this era, I think it's Neymar you call.
No, I pick first of all, I'll pick Hazard first.
No, relax.
Hazard and Neymar.
After Messi and Ronaldo,
Neymar, not too wanted.
Your guy talker.
Who be my guy?
You know your guy now.
Titi.
Zizou said it. After Ronaldo and Messi is Hazard. That's my own.
Which Hazard?
Hazard is French speaking. Hazard is French
speaking. What I've said. Like I said with Robinho, if you compare them based on talent, I can get it.
He's a nepotism.
But waiting they don't come on, can't go do for this football.
Neymar. Stop him.
Neymar na senior man.
Leave person where they get.
Na Neymar.
Neymar just see. If you make Neymar happy.
Bro,
just allow Neymar to go for the
carnival in Brazil. God, he won't beat for one match like that.
Just allow Neymar go for carnival in Brazil.
Bro, 16, 17, captain of Santos. They don't want buy him. Santos call it. He give him family whether na 1 million. Say make him stay. I beg.
As in,
all this so make what's happen.
Guy,
the boy now.
Neymar we say anytime we
Neymar they dribble people for South. That year, Neymar they dribble some people for Brazil for Santos. You go dribble people. Fans go interfere. Won't beat them. He say this thing you are doing to this team, our teammate, may thunder strike you.
Neymar was too good. We have our reservation and his game.
Neymar was good. Neymar was.
And don't forget, he's also Brazil's highest goal scorer.
No, the boy has.
Lukaku is a Belgian top scorer.
Now Brazil we talk about with Belgium. Now Brazil we talk about. Person beat.
How many Belgium though?
I don't understand.
Wait Belgium they use.
Wait till Lukaku use.
Wait till Belgium they use. San Marino, Estonia. San Marino, Estonia. If Neymar they play San Marino and Estonia for competitive game, if they call them competitive game, let's be realistic. When they say
Messi,
they play Estonia, you go say a competitive game.
When they say Messi has not scored the amount of goals. Messi has not scored the amount of goals.
I mean, Neymar can go past. Neymar can go past Alide.
Come on, your head. Which kind of say?
What did he talk? Alide can go. He says what he says. He say Neymar. I mean, let's leave it. Let's leave it there. We'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Hey God.
See.